License number CAC 057544.
92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Getting older has its advantages. Early bird dinners, senior discounts, day drinking. If you're one of the millions turning 65 soon, it might be time to take a look at your insurance options. Original Medicare, Medicare Advantage, so much to keep in mind. At Millennium Physician Group, half our patients are 65 plus. No matter what insurance benefits you choose, make sure your Millennium primary care doctor is part of your plan and your connection to a healthier life. Millennium Physician Group. Connect today. 844-CALL-MPG, millenniumphysician.com.
Seems like everything is overpriced these days, right? It's called market inflation. Aaron Walker here at Naples Nissan with some suggestions to help you take some air out of that inflation. Current gas prices? Ouch. Regular service checkups and maintenance will help you get better gas mileage. Get a free 20-minute checkup at Naples Nissan. All makes and models are welcome. Plus, get our $99 Inflation Fighter Alignment Special. And of course, you can still get the original base MSRP for your trade-in. That's right, Southwest Florida. If your trade-in is a 2013 or newer with less than 120,000 miles on it, then whatever it was worth when it was brand new, even if you didn't buy it new, that's exactly what it will be worth right now. But only at Naples Nissan. And remember, folks, it doesn't matter when or where you originally bought that trade-in from. Come see us on Pine Ridge Road or visit naplesnissan.com. Offers on select models with approved credit and cannot be combined. See dealer for details.
When there's nothing left that makes any sense. 92.5 WFSX Estero. Fox News. Right all along.
Election day, Republican Glenn Youngkin's been focused on education. He tells Fox's Sean Hannity.
We in Virginia have a law that says parents have a fundamental right to make decisions with regards to their kids' education. I stand for it. Terry's against it. It's that clear.
Democrat Terry McAuliffe.
He's dividing parents against parents, parents against school boards. He's using your children as political pawns in his campaign.
Voters in New Jersey are voting for governor today as well. World leaders at a United Nations climate conference in Scotland, including President Biden, are pledging to end and reverse deforestation by the year 2030.
So far at this UN conference, the rhetoric has often been bleak.
We are digging our own graves.
UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres. Britain's Prime Minister Boris Johnson said world leaders were like James Bond, trying to defuse a bomb.
It's 1 minute to midnight on that doomsday clock, and we need to act now.
President Biden talked about a growing catastrophe, but also insisted going green offered what he called an incredible opportunity. In Glasgow, Scotland, Simon Owen, Fox News.
The Supreme Court's considering whether to allow challenges to a Texas law allowing civil lawsuits against anyone helping a woman get an abortion.
A group of abortion providers and the U.S. Justice Department argued to convince the justices that they have the legal right to sue to stop the law. Arguments were primarily procedural in nature, mostly because of the law's unique enforcement mechanism, giving private citizens and not state officials the power to enforce the law's ban on most abortions after a fetal heartbeat is detected.
Fox's Shannon Bream. A judge in California rules the drug company Johnson & Johnson cannot be held liable for opioid addiction in the state. 3 counties in the city of Oakland sued for damages and plan to appeal. America's listening to Fox News.
We're so glad you set your radio right here. 92.5 WFSX Estero. Fox News. Right all along.
This update is presented by Johnston Spinal Care, the leader in spinal decompression. Find them online at 596back.com.
Wink News, traffic.
Good morning. We have a crash right now in Lehigh Acres heading out through Leonard Boulevard North and 4th Street West right off of Westgate Boulevard just south of Lee Boulevard. No roadblock, but injuries reported, so EMS are on scene trying to get things cleared up out there along with Lee County Sheriff's deputies doing some traffic control. Just seeing some slight northbound, southbound delays along Westgate south of Lee Boulevard near that crash scene. No problems on Daniels Parkway heading through Gateway early on this morning and into Fort Myers. Daniels running up to speed. 75, 41, not seeing any major problems as well. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Well, happy Tuesday. Look for a partly cloudy sky today with temperatures warming to 83 degrees for a daytime high. This will be coupled with a chance to see a few showers across the area. Those showers that do develop will be light and also briefly lived. A stray shower can't quite be ruled out as we head into tonight, Wednesday morning, featuring a low near 66 degrees with a partly cloudy sky, with temperatures back to 85 degrees for tomorrow, where we should be dry. All eyes on our next cold front set to move through Thursday into Friday. This will be bringing us an increasing chance for rain and thunderstorms as we head towards the end of the work week, and then cooler and drier conditions to follow as we head into the upcoming weekend. I'm Wink News with Authority Meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Whether you're commuting to the office or driving to the beach, always stay to the right with 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
True relief for back and neck pain. Did you play golf or tennis today and wish that you didn't have to deal with the back or neck pain? Do you feel hesitant to swing all the way through or run across the court because of pain? People just assume they have to live with it or just get epidurals. They are wrong. People look at it from the wrong perspective. Most people only think about treating the symptoms and not the cause. At Johnson Spinal Care 596 Back, we treat the cause using non-surgical spinal decompression. Now available for anyone, not just the injured or professional athletes. Spinal decompression is a safe, non-surgical treatment that takes pressure off the nerves and discs, increasing blood circulation, allowing the back to heal. Safe, long-lasting results for sciatica, stenosis, scoliosis, herniated discs, or even failed back surgery. Don't suffer. Call my Medicare-friendly office today for a free telephone consultation. Johnson Spinal Care, 596-BACK, 596-BACK. That's 596-2225.
How often have you heard from your wealth advisor over the last 6 months? Markets have moved up and down, and laws around retirement plans and inheritance have changed quickly. We've heard from too many people at other national financial firms that they've been contacted rarely or not at all. At the Naples Trust Company, our clients enjoy a one-on-one relationship with their investment and fiduciary team members, each of whom are locally based and meet regularly with clients for in-person or virtual visits. This personal touch is a trademark of the Trust Company. We make it a point to know you, your family members, and the goals that are most important to you. Are you ready for a better experience? Call us for an appointment at 239-774-4000 or visit NaplesTrustCompany.com to discover the difference.
A division of the Sanibel Captiva Trust Company. Investments involve risk and are not guaranteed.
Being involved in a legal dispute can leave you feeling like you've lost control. I'm Eli Anajar from the law offices of Anajar and Levine. Understanding the law and the rules of evidence can mean the difference between winning or losing your case. If you are involved in a legal dispute and are not sure of your options, call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733 for a free consultation. And take back control of your life.
Offices Fort Myers and Naples.
Hey, it's Drew Steele. We're on the phone with our good friend TJ Meister, owner of the Floor Meisters in Naples. And listen, TJ, we know that when you're calling, something big is going on, something special is happening at Floor Meisters. Tell us a little bit about what's going on with the almost 1 million square feet of CoreTech inventory on hand. Talk about that.
Yes, I have the biggest selection in Southwest Florida, and I also probably have the biggest stock of CoreTech. Got almost 1 million square feet. I'm ordering it every day to keep up with demand and to make sure it's here, ready to go when you need it. I've got trucks rolling in every day. I'm buying for 3 to 4 to 5 months out to make sure you've got it. If you got a contractor who needs some floor and they can't get it, come see me. We probably have it here.
So when it comes to CoreTech, listen, you know where to go. The selection's unbelievable at Floor Meisters. And if you're a homeowner, contractor, installer, and you can't find what you're looking for, now's the time to visit their store at 6281 Naples Boulevard next to Costco or online at floormeisters.com.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steele.
Well, you city folks sure are late risers. I guess your rooster has a snooze button.
What day is today?
Today is election day.
What day is today?
Today it's election day.
Don't forget to get out and vote, everybody.
Get out and vote.
Election day.
It's election day.
Get to vote.
Come election day.
Let's vote.
It's showtime.
Yeah, it is. All right. 239-479-5592, the talk and text line, streaming live, drewsteele.com, the website. Steele, that's 3 E's. We appreciate you watching and subscribing to the podcast. And here we are. It's the day. It is the Bellwether Day. Today is the day everybody focuses. Well, most people are going to be focusing on the state of Virginia. And why is that? Why is it a bell? I mean, is it really a bellwether? Is Virginia really going to tell the tale? And if we've been down this road before, we've been down this road a million times, where we are told that there is a state that's going to be having an election that's going to be a bellwether, that how that state goes, everything is going to go, only to find out that somehow, some way, it really isn't the way that we think it's going to go, and it just becomes a Democrat victory in some weird, strange way, and then maybe it's not as bellwethery as people thought it's going to be. I don't know. It is interesting just because when you see the numbers in Virginia and you see what is happening and you hear about exactly what's going on, and you're trying to figure out what the electorate in Virginia is thinking, why in the world would they want this Democrat, Terry McAuliffe, who really with the number one issue, 24% of people who are voting in Virginia care about education. That is their number one issue. And Terry McAuliffe and others are trying to tell you that you do not have any say in your kids' education. It's all about school boards and unions and districts, and they're the ones that do it, and you can't say anything. You can't question what's going on inside of a textbook in the state of Virginia. We've got all of this handled. You need to step back. That somehow that you're the one that's in the wrong, and they're the one that's. It's real. It's bizarre, but that's where it is, and we'll get to some of the audio there in just a little bit. And also, wouldn't it be weird if somebody like Don Lemon from CNN decided that he was going to vacation, and after 18 months at least of bashing the state of Florida and DeSantis and talking about how bad you are for living here, and DeSantis is because he's causing the deaths of millions of people in the state of Florida, where everybody else is doing just fine. Yeah, that's not really the case, but the talking the way he is about Florida is the case. Wouldn't it be really bizarre, weird, strange if we come to find out that Don Lemon decides that he's going to take a little vacation and he decides to do it in Florida? Well, would that be weird? Would that be strange? Yeah, we've got that audio as well, so kind of fun, because there are people that, recognize Don Lemon and decide to call him out on it. So we will as well, because it's fun. All right, a couple of other things to let you know about, as you probably already do. November 2nd is the date today, and we are well on our way to 10,000 for the troops. P.O. Box 877 Fort Myers 33902. I hope that you will be getting your Christmas cards together with a warm message inside for our men and women serving overseas. We do not forget about them. We always remember them, and we are going to do this once again, and I would love to see this year be bigger and better than ever before. I got to tell you, the previous years have been pretty amazing, but I think that we can hit numbers that we've never thought about this year. So please get them together. You can drop them off as well at any one of the many Mel's Diner locations. I want to say there's 6. Are there 6 Mel's Diners location? I think there are. So if there's one near you, so please, you can drop it off or mail it in. And get them ready now. Your church, organization, school, get them together. No glitter. Make sure you don't put glitter in the cards there because and don't seal them. They all have to be vetted. And I know, and there were some people yesterday, Jake, that were texting and asking why the cards have to be vetted. And unfortunately, as you can imagine, there are some people who don't feel the same way about our men and women serving overseas as you do. And unfortunately, the cards have to be vetted just to make sure that they're not one of those cards making their way over. So Kim Gate and everybody at the military support group over there at Lee Health, they work super hard. The volunteers, it is unbelievable what they do. Without them, it could not be possible. And so we just thank them for helping out with the vetting of the cards and getting them prepared. But let's make it big. 10,000 for the troops. P.O. Box 877, Fort Myers 33902. And you can text the word troops to 239-479-5592. And you will also get that kickback of the address so you know where it is. December 3rd is the cutoff date. So we wanted to make that clear as well. All right, let's see. I don't know. I don't want to start with the McAuliffe Youngkin Virginia election just yet. We will get to some of that audio, but I do want to talk about this. The G20 and climate change and Greta Thunberg and how it is all a hot mess. And the fact of the matter is that they are doing anything and everything they can to start what would be this great reset, getting rid of the free market capitalism as we know it, and to start this new society of countries that will all come together to try to deny that from happening. And if you think that that is an outrageous step, if you're somebody who thinks that you have to give me the receipts, the evidence that would suggest that that's the case, when you're talking about a global minimum tax, can you imagine paying a global minimum tax? Can you imagine paying a tax? You personally paying more money. Look at Jake. Jake is like, hold on a second. Yes, Jake. More money coming out of your pocket each and every week so that you could fund what will be the globe, the planet, to help save the planet. We've got to have a minimum tax because we really do have to help other countries that are not getting on board with this green energy plan. They just can't do it. They just don't have the ability to do it. And believe me, we're going to be really good stewards of your dollars, your tax dollars. Your tax dollars hard at work, Jake. You on board with that?
No, I'm not.
And I can't imagine for the life of me why people might be concerned about that at all. Listen, when government has your tax dollars in their hands, bad things happen. I mean, we know that's the case. We know that's true. But in this case, a global minimum tax would be absolutely fantastic. And does it really matter how much it is? I mean, even if it's pennies on the dollar. I mean, it's about. Well, let's be honest. It's about the kids. It's about the kids, everybody. And if you don't have the heart and soul for the kids, and okay, enough of that. But here is the president of the United States, who, by the way, I guess was there at the G20 and then was making his way over to Scotland for the COP26, this big meeting of the climate change individuals there, the parade of 400 private jets. 400 private jets, $65 million of Gulf Streams heading towards the UN climate change conference there, COP26. I'm not saying it's hypocritical that those that are trying to save the planet are flying in private jets, but I'm saying it's hypocritical that they're flying in private jets. But it doesn't make a difference because it's about them and it's not about you. So on the heels of the president of the United States apparently falling asleep, did he fall asleep? Is that really what happened? I mean, I guess it depends on who you ask. Let's ask MSNBC. Did the president fall asleep during this whole thing?
Yes, this is the 5th day of the president's overseas tour, and he was seen on camera with his eyes closed. It appears that perhaps he was dozing, and in these settings, cameras are all around, and the camera caught President Biden, who turned 79 later this month.
He's old.
With his eyes closed for a period of time.
Yeah.
And you're right, these can be embarrassing situations. You have the contrast of leaders, including President Biden, calling for the urgency of these issues of addressing climate, and a moment like that in a session can be a political obstacle for a moment.
Yeah, it's just for a moment. It's a political obstacle, Jake. It's not a big deal. The president just closed his eyes. He's 79 years old. He had a big, long trip, and there's a lot of people there, and it's really weird that there's all this urgency, and he's falling asleep. It almost appears as if he doesn't care as much as everybody's saying that they care about it, but it's really just because he's 79 years old, and it's a long trip, and it's a really hard thing to do. So please give him a break. Can you calm down a little bit? I mean, it's rough. It's rough for the guy. I mean, it's
not a joke.
It's not a joke. He's going to be okay. So there you go. So that's a little bit of how they tried to cover for a president who's falling asleep, but he's 79 years old. And listen, it's really about the things that he says. I mean, as long as he is articulating all the things that need to be said at this COP26, as long as he's clear about what he's going to be doing, then really that's all that matters. So I don't know, is he? Let's find out with our Morning Cup of Joe.
Sit back with your Morning Cup of Joe.
Not a joke.
Fuel greater growth, new jobs, better opportunities for all our people. And as we see current volatility in energy prices, rather than cast it as a reason to back off our clean energy goals, we must view it as a call to action. High energy prices only reinforce the urgent need to diversify sources, double down on clean energy development, and adapt promising new clean energy technologies so we can not only remain overly reliant on one source of power to power our economies and our communities.
Yeah, now let me translate, because sometimes it's hard to understand what the president is trying to articulate because he's having a problem articulating. And when you can't articulate, you have to have something that will articulate for those that can't articulate for themselves. And so I will do that and articulate what he was trying to say for you. What he was trying to say is that it doesn't make a difference if gas prices are really high. That's a good thing, because all it's going to do is force everybody to go in the direction of green new deals and energies and policies that the Build Back Better plan is going to do that didn't get signed off on, but hey, there's still hope for that unless Joe Manchin has something to say about it, and he does, and we're going to have audio on that coming up in a minute. But that this is a good thing, everybody. The fact that we are paying more in energy and fuel prices, the fact that there will be people who are going to need to heat their home, making their way into what will be a cold winter, because it's always a cold winter, that they will be making their way into the winter having to pay more. But this is a good thing, because the pain that you will feel at the pump is what's going to encourage you to open up to others who are telling you they need a global minimum tax and they need to do a lot of things for the environment in order to save it, in order to bring prices down, because John Kerry is sitting right behind him. While he's talking, John Kerry is sitting there behind him. John Kerry, the hoity, John Kerry, who is scary. It's a little creepy when John Kerry's around, especially with his 10 homes and 3 jets, and he has to fly private because I'm not going to fly commercial with you people. Basically, he's said that in the past. Now, I'm kind of half joking about all of this, but it's quite serious. But there was a moment there at the COP26 with the $65 million worth of Gulfstreams, that 400 private jets come in, and you have Jeff Bezos and Bill Gates and others. Certain things that were said that I wanted to bring up from the president, and I think this is one that was quite striking. And I wanted to play this for you and see what you think about this. Here is Joe Biden with John Kerry sitting behind him as they are talking about some of the things that should be happening, including some of the things that we were a part of before, like the Paris Accord and getting out of it. And is this Joe Biden with an apology?
And I guess I shouldn't apologize, but I do apologize for the fact the United States, the last administration, pulled out of the Paris Accords and put us sort of behind the 8 ball. The first thing I did when elected I see my friend nodding his head over there because we talked about this before while I was running.
Yeah, sure. So there's Joe Biden, and if you could hear what he was saying, he was, articulating pretty well the fact that he is apologizing, that he is sorry for the previous administration and the Paris Accord and getting out of it, so he's apologizing. Can I just ask this question, because I think this is a very important question to ask. What is it about Democrats that makes them feel like they constantly, always have to apologize for the United States of America when they are not on U.S. soil? What is it about them? What is it about Joe Biden that feels like he has to apologize for the Paris Accord? I seem to remember a president in the past who was doing this quite often as the head of the Democrat Party. That guy! What is it about you Democrats? Why do you feel like you constantly have to apologize? Not once, but multiple times. I mean, there was the time when in 2009 Barack Obama was apologizing for the country. He was quite upset about the things that we have done in the past. And as he goes into Europe and he's apologizing for the arrogance that we showed in Strasbourg, if you remember this back in 2009.
Instead of celebrating your dynamic union and seeking to partner with you to meet common challenges, there have been times where America has shown arrogance and been dismissive, even derisive.
Yeah, that time. And then there was a time not too long after that where he goes to Al Arabiya in 2009 as well and apologizing to the Muslim world, saying...
we sometimes make mistakes. We have not been perfect.
Yeah, we're not perfect. We make mistakes. And listen, that's only two of the 10 different times in 1 year that Barack Obama stepped on foreign soil to apologize for the United States. Like, what is it with you guys? Why do you constantly do this? And so I bring this up for a couple of different reasons. Number one, because we were tired then and over it then with Democrats apologizing for the United States, and only to have Joe Biden doing the same thing. It's getting old and tired, almost like Joe Biden is. It's not a joke.
Not a joke.
Very much. That was a good play on words there. But the other part of it is also an important part, and it has to do with how we feel, or how the Democrats feel, I should say, about this country. Please spare us. Unless I'm speaking to you and you get offended by what I'm about to say, then maybe you need to check yourself before you wreck yourself. Isn't that what the kids say? That is correct, right? Just checking? Yep. That's a Jake check. Jake check says yes. That it's something that we want you to get past. We want you to love this country. If you don't, then when you tell us things like, we don't want to defund the police, and we do believe in borders, and we do believe in the sovereignty of the country, and we should keep our borders secure, and yet it's your administration that is allowing thousands to come in. We're not talking about the southern border, but it's still there. And all the other things, and all the policies and the taxes and the spending and all the things that are going on right now and building back better that's going to fundamentally destroy the country. And it's hard for us to take you seriously when time and time and time again, for decades, you've proven to us that you really don't love the country. As a matter of fact, oftentimes your party wants to apologize for the country. And it's still happening today. And it frustrated you could tell it's frustrating me, because it gets really old trying to talk to Democrats about the fact that there is so much to love about this country, and they tell you that they love the country, but the party itself is doing everything it can to show you that it doesn't love the country. So it just gets old. I hope that all makes sense. Does that make sense, Jake? How's the Jake meter doing today?
About 90%.
90% on the Jake meter. That is absolutely positive. I didn't know we had a Jake meter.
Charts.
I didn't know we had a Jake meter. I wish we had it. We need that's what we need. There's the Jake meter. I just found it. I found a ding. I needed that this morning. It feels like a Friday for me. How about you? 239-479-5592. Let's take a break, and when we come back, Jake will figure out how we make the Jake thing work. He'll also figure out how this possibly a Friday today. He'll also wait to hear more about this very issue and also some others that we're going to get into, including some of the things that the governor has been talking about in the state with regard to mandates and how he's talked about this before and how there are some that are beside themselves, that the governor is doing some things that are not very Democrat-like. The party, not Democratic. All right, it's Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News, right all along.
92.5 Fox News. Right.
This
all
Fox
along.
Business Report is presented by Island Air. High-quality AC repair and installation. Online at islandairfl.com. Online at islandairefl.com.
I'm Maria Bartiromo, and this is the Fox Business Report.
American Airlines canceled hundreds more flights yesterday after nixing nearly 2,000 over the weekend. Like some other carriers, Americans struggling with staffing shortages and bad weather. Amazon workers on Staten Island, New York will get a hearing November 15th on their bid to unionize, according to Reuters. Green Bay Packers quarterback Aaron Rodgers announcing a deal with Cash App to turn part of his NFL salary into Bitcoin. Harley-Davidson's celebrating a deal between the U.S. and EU to reduce aluminum and steel tariffs. The CEO calling it a big win in a battle the motorcycle maker had no part in causing. Harley was facing a 56% tariff in Europe, and all three major benchmark indexes closed at record highs. I'm Carmen Roberts. That's your Fox Business Report. Invested in you.
With your help, our servicemen and women who are deployed around the globe will receive Christmas greetings and thoughts of home to brighten their holidays.
It's Trey Radel with 92.5 Fox News. Let's send 10,000 to the troops. P.O. Box 877, Fort Myers, 33902. Make a soldier smile this holiday season. Help us send 10,000 Christmas cards to our troops. Check out 925foxnews.com. It's our way of putting a little goodness back in the world.
Thank you from all of us at 92.5 Fox News.
With each breath, allergens, germs, and viruses get trapped in your nose. Now, there's a simple, easy, and effective way to clean your nose and protect your health. It's called Navage. N-A-V-A-G-E. Available at Navage.com.
The 49th Annual Fort Myers Boat Show, Southwest Florida's premier boating showcase, is sailing into downtown's historic River District November 11th through the 14th. Stretching along the Caloosahatchee from Centennial Park to the Calusa Sound Convention Center to the City Yacht Basin. It's a beautiful setting to stroll in comfort and enjoy the very best boating has to offer. See, compare, and buy everything that's new in boating. From skiffs to fishing boats to cruising boats to luxury yachts. There's a boat for everyone, plus all the gear and gadgets boaters love. Visit the new Be in the Know zone in the Convention Center, featuring fishing and basic boating seminars, plus interactive displays staffed with boating experts on hand, sharing their boating tips to safely enjoy Southwest Florida waters. Take a break at a variety of downtown restaurants and bars, including the beautiful Luminary Hotel overlooking the show. Don't miss boating's biggest showcase, the Fort Myers Boat Show, November 11th through the 14th. Visit FortMyersBoatShow.com for tickets and details.
Hey, it's Drew Steele, and get ready because it's time once again. This Friday, Oaks Farm Seed to Table, we do our first Friday live broadcast, and we love being out there and love seeing you there for the show, 6 to 9 a.m. They open up an hour earlier so that you can come in and enjoy some great breakfast and so much more. Maybe do some shopping while you're there as well. And you know how awesome Seed to Table is and what a great place it is to shop. We hope to see you there. Oaks Farm Seed to Table, our first Friday broadcast, 6 to 9 a.m. at the corner of Immokalee and Livingston Road in Naples. Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News.
They helped weave the fabric of our very existence and served our country with distinction. They are America's veterans. We honor their commitment, their service, and their patriotism.
Harvey Engelhardt offers the chance to honor those military heroes who have served honorably and passed away with the military funeral and interment at any national cemetery, including Arlington National Cemetery in Virginia. We'll see you through from the beginning to the end of a military funeral. Did you know that all veterans are entitled to a free space at a national cemetery? That includes a free grave liner, free marker, free preparation and closing of the grave. This can represent thousands of dollars in savings to the spouse or family of a veteran. The service will include the burial flag and honor guard, and in some cases, transportation reimbursement. RV Englehart can help you pre-plan now to ensure that your wishes are met and your family doesn't have to worry about the expenses and details when the time comes. Call us at 239-936-2177. We're here to help.
Avid golfer Cam Warren played with joint pain for as long as he could.
Couldn't play golf for any extended period of time without braces and pain and chewing Advil for the entire day.
Then he turned to steroids.
Cortisone would last a few months, but it just inevitably came right back. Got to the point where I would have to wear ice packs to bed.
When the word surgery came up, Cam started looking elsewhere, and he found QC Kinetics. Natural biologic therapies, regenerative treatments that can repair and restore damaged tissue. With no drugs, no surgery, no downtime. And now,
very proud to say that it has definitely changed my life. I've played 36 holes multiple days in a row without pain. Everything is great.
Call QC Kinetics now to schedule your free consultation.
I would recommend QC to anybody.
Call QC Kinetics, 239-893-PAIN. That's 239-893-PAIN. QC Kinetics, 239-893-PAIN.
Hello, I'm Brian Resney, president of Resney Wealth Management and host of the Resney Wealth Report and TV show on the weekends. Investors come to my TV and radio shows to learn and to get educated so they can make better decisions about their retirement and their portfolio. What's your risk management strategy? Are you willing to subject your portfolio to another massive decline in a set it and forget it strategy, or are you looking for a difference? Listen to my show Sunday mornings, 10 to noon on 92.5 Fox News Radio.
Wink News, traffic.
Good morning. Dealing with a crash heading through Westgate Boulevard right off Leonard Boulevard North and 4th Street West in Lehigh Acres. No roadblock, but you're going to see a little bit of a slowdown northbound passing through that stretch of Westgate toward Lee Boulevard. There's also a disabled vehicle at the racetrack gas station right off of Lee Boulevard and Westgate, which turns into Alvin Avenue north of Lee in Lehigh Acres. Otherwise, quiet along Daniels Parkway this morning. Colonial Boulevard, not too bad. I-75 is getting a little bit busier in Collier County, just south of Immokalee Road and heading right around the Collier-Lee County line. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Well, happy Tuesday. Look for a partly cloudy sky today with temperatures warming to 83 degrees for a daytime high. This will be coupled with a chance to see a few showers across the area. Those showers that do develop will be light and also briefly lived. A stray shower can't quite be ruled out as we head into tonight, Wednesday morning, featuring a low near 66 degrees and a partly cloudy sky, with temperatures back to 85 degrees for tomorrow, where we should be dry. All eyes on our next cold front set to move through Thursday into Friday. This will be bringing us an increasing chance for rain and thunderstorms as we head towards the end of the work week, and then cooler and drier conditions to follow as we head into the upcoming weekend. I'm Wink News with Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
There's a reason they call tasteless, stale food leftovers. Feed your brain the right way. 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
First comes love, then comes marriage. Don't forget the sparkle that comes in between. The Diamond District is filled wall to wall with the largest selection of GIA loose certified diamonds and engagement rings in Southwest Florida. You won't find a better diamond buying experience than with Jason and Todd at the Diamond District.
We believe in better. A better way to invest, a better way to serve you, and a better result. We can help you determine how much risk you're taking, red flags that could be potential problems for you, how much you're paying in fees or commissions, potential tax liability, or even how to address Social Security.
Tune in to WealthWorks Radio with Eric Carney every Sunday morning at 9 a.m. on 92.5 Fox News Radio.
It's Fred Kobe with your Kobe Cooling Tip of the Day. When you hear air conditioning companies bragging about their certified technicians, they're not actually telling you the truth. What they really mean is they have EPA certifications just to work with Freon, which is required. The only recognized certification in this industry for air conditioning is the NATE certification. And unless they're certified, they're not. If they don't have it, it's because they couldn't pass the test. If you want the best, you call Kobe Cooling, because our team is NATE certified. At 239-482-1542, we won't mislead you with false claims about their credentials. Their NATE certification is on their ID. When you think of air conditioning companies, we hope you'll think of Kobe Cooling. No nonsense and no pressure. We're the company your neighbors use. License CACO 57313. Kobe, the most trusted name in the business since 1949, locally owned and operated.
Experience really does matter. Hi, this is Vincent Napoleon. We're currently experiencing a very different real estate market. Is this a bubble? Is it going to last? Should I sell now or should I buy now? With over 30 years of living and working right here in Collier County, I know I can help guide you through. If you're currently thinking about selling your home or buying a home, please reach out to me today. Recognized by the Wall Street Journal and Real Trends magazine as one of the nation's top performing agents with a #1 firm, Coldwell Banker. You know, it costs you nothing to meet with me, but will cost you thousands not to. Please go to thatradioed.com, again, thatradioed.com, or feel free to email me at thatradioed@gmail.com, thatradioed@gmail.com. Vincent Napoleon, thank you.
When was the last time you checked in on your insurance? Give CIG a chance to review your current coverage and find you better rates. Hi, this is Brian Chapman at Chapman Insurance Group. My team and I are dedicated to finding you the best suited coverage at the best rates. Give us an opportunity to quote your home, auto, business, or flood policy. I'm confident we can save you money for the same or better coverage. Qualified agents are standing by. Visit CIGFlorida.com or call an office near you today. Naples, Fort Myers, Cape Coral, Port Charlotte, and Punta Gorda. CIGFlorida.com.
I like daffodils, tulips, the big dinner plate dahlias. I loved being in the garden, but I wasn't going to be able to because I couldn't not only walk, but I couldn't really stand on my foot without being in pain. It was excruciating. So my husband said, let's go to the Good Feet store.
For over 20 years, we've helped people like Terry live the life they love without letting their feet get in the way.
This nice young man said, I think I can help you. He got the arch support, and I was fitted. And I kept walking back and forth across the store, and I looked at my husband and burst into tears because it was the first time in a year that I have not had any pain in my foot. I have had no pain since the day I bought them. Now I can do whatever I want. There isn't any place on my property that doesn't have flowers blooming 365 days a year. I still can't believe it. My name is Terry, and that's my Good Feet story.
See what we can do for you with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
Call 552-FEET or visit us in Naples or our newest store in Fort Myers.
Have you heard them yet? Clay Travis and Buck Sexton, today at noon, right after Glenn Beck. 92.5 Fox News. Right, all along. This is Daybreak with Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
Clearly, this wasn't the smartest person that we've come across this week. When they started knocking on doors to see who had video cameras or whatever, they encountered our witness. And when they told her the circumstances, she's like, oh, that's Dewey Smith. And he got the pizza from my house. When confronted by the deputies, he puts his hands up and says, you got me red-handed.
You got me red. There's Sheriff Mike Chitwood talking about an investigation. Here's the investigation, Jake. Are you ready? Here's the investigation. It's a big one. In Volusia County, it has to be Florida. Why do these? It's a Florida man story. Why does it always have to be here? A suspected car break-in suspect in Deltona couldn't hide his love for pizza, and it led to his arrest. Dewey Smith was arrested. For breaking into cars. They were easily able to find him because they followed a trail of evidence including pizza sauce on a car door and a pizza box and plates left at another vehicle. So he was clearly into pizza, and somehow they were able to find him because he had sauce on the door handle of his house and cars and consoles and just a.
Well, congratulations to the detectives at Volusia County Sheriff's
Yeah,
Department.
no, they did a great job, but that's not even the story. The story is how does Dewey eat a pizza? How do you have so much sauce on your hands that you you have it all over everything, like the door handle and the console.
Must have been one of those Chicago deep dishes.
Is that what it is? Because, you know, it's about those Chicago people. I worry about people from Illinois and in the Midwest because I'm not sure if you all know how to eat pizza. That's the problem with the Chicago style is that.
So you're not a fan of the cake
No,
pizza?
you know what it is? No, here's the key, and it's very simple for all you pizza aficionados. This is the problem, is that the Chicago style pizza. By the time you get to the middle, there's no crust, so there's nothing else to grab onto. So people like Dewey and others have a problem, and so they ultimately get their fingers in the sauce. There's no way to eat it, and that's the problem. And that's the problem with the Midwest-style pizzas. That's why you've got to have a New York pizza. It's the only one you can eat because it's guaranteed that because it's circular and the way it's cut, that you can hold it properly. Make sure you fold. You always want to fold the pizza. You fold it, okay? That is a...
So you can dip it in ranch, right?
No, you did not just say that.
Yeah, you dip your pizza in ranch.
Here's the two biggest problems right now on the planet, okay? Joe Biden and people who put pineapple on their pizza.
Yeah, I agree with that.
That is awful. And you've got to fold the pizza. And you don't dip pizza in anything. The point of the fold is so that you can allow the grease...
To dip it into the ranch.
No, it's so you can allow the grease from a good quality cheese to run off the
Into the
slice.
ranch.
Not if you want to do into the ranch, that's fine. But what is wrong with you? Who dips a pizza in ranch? Who dips a pizza in anything? You don't even dip it in more sauce. But the point is Dewey had it's because of a Chicago-style pizza. That's the problem. It's the Midwest. You've ruined the whole idea of how you're supposed to. No, that's not really true. Actually, the Midwest is the Chicago-style pizza. It's just a stolen Sicilian pizza recipe. That's all it is. It's a Sicilian pizza that they call
Aren't they
Chicago.
all?
What?
Aren't they all stolen, pretty much?
You mean the pizza recipes from? Well, you're trying to make this what about 1,000 years ago? Salvador Domenico was making a pizza in his living room and somewhere in Sicily, and a guy looked through the window and said, "Hey, I might want to start something with that, maybe a business." And next thing you know, is that what you're suggesting? That somebody a long time ago started the whole thing, and ultimately, we've gone to a weird place. Hey, let's go to Alan. Alan's in Naples. He doesn't want to talk anything about pizza, but he's going to save us right now.
I will talk about pizza. Actually, I'm from Chicago.
Oh no!
And
Oh no!
you,
Is that why? See, that whole Alan. You see, Jake set me up for this. Your call was not about pizza or anything else, but
I prefer thin crust.
Yeah.
And Chicago does have some really good thin crust. If you ever went to Touche Banush.
The who to the what?
Yeah.
What's
Touche Banush? It's great.
What is that?
It's Koozie. It's two restaurants in Chicago. They said thin crust.
Yeah. I will tell you this.
I don't like Chicago pizza either.
I will say.
I want to talk.
Well, hold on a second. Before we get now you started me on something, Alan, and we'll get to your point in just a second. I will tell you that I did go to Chicago once in my life, and I did,
nice.
and
It's
I
not
did
anymore.
Well, at the time it was really nice, but and in the city, and I will tell you that I had the second best Italian meal I ever had in my whole life in Chicago. So there you go. How's that for a story?
Where is it?
Where was it?
Yeah.
It was good question. It was just down the block. I'll tell you where it was down the block from my hotel, and the hotel was down the block from the original Pizzeria Uno. Is that right? Or Uno?
Uno, yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's not the original.
Yeah, well, one of the Pizzeria Uno. So it was a couple of blocks away from that.
It's okay. It's okay.
No, this is important, Alan. If we don't get this right, it's going to completely ruin this program. Although I might say, and some might say, it's already been ruined. Just the fact that I'm here. But let's move on. Go ahead.
Okay, so I made up a song for Greta Thunberg.
Oh, Greta Thunberg, who yesterday had her own song that she did yesterday that we'll play.
When the Thunberg rolls, I was playing my guitar. When the Thunberg rolls, the lightning strikes, the water rises, and then we're all dead.
What? So wait, do you have your guitar handy so you can actually?
No, I'm getting it restrung. But I have a question for Jake.
Okay, we've gone to a bunch of different places today.
I'll be quick.
Yeah.
How
dare you?
Okay.
How dare you? So Jake, on Sunday, when the trick or treaters came by, did you hide under your bed?
Did you hide under your Why did you...
I parked all my cars in the driveway and locked my door and turned my lights off.
Is that true?
Yeah, that's the truth.
How does
you hid under your bed?
How does he know that you were hiding under your bed? Or
maybe
he's scared. He's scared of Halloween.
How dare you?
All right, Alan, we gotta go. There he goes. All right, so. By the way, for those that are fan of Greta Thunberg's, she was there at the COP26, and she has a new. She dropped the F-bomb. Our little girl is growing up, Jake. Our baby girl is growing up. It is just it's amazing how quick they grow up and start to cuss. So here you go, a little Greta Thunberg from yesterday there in Glasgow, Scotland. It's a
no more exploitation of people and nature and the planet. No more exploitation. No more blah blah blah. No more whatever the they're doing inside there.
Hey! Watch you out there. Well, hold on a second. Where's where are the representatives from Italy? Go, hey! Watch your mouth. Anyway, so there it is. That's Greta Thunberg, who's very upset with those that flew in. She does have a point. She's pretty mad because Jeff Bezos and everybody leads a parade of 400 private jets carrying world leaders and business executives to the 2021 UN Climate Change Conference, which is funny, $65 million worth of Gulfstreams because they have to fly private because we got to save the planet. It's pretty hysterical. So there you go. But some things were not hysterical. If you're into songs, here's the latest from Greta Thunberg. It has a nice ring to it, but the rhythm is a little off. It's you can't even do a beat to that. It's a hot mess. But here's the people that you should be worried about. Prince Charles speaks. Prince Charles, the Prince of Wales. I'm not really sure what his job is. Had something to say yesterday. And here's the problem: when Prince Charles speaks, you just want him to say something like. Do you have any Grey Poupon or something like that? When he says something, I just want it to be about food or something like that. But instead, the Prince of Wales was talking about vast military-style campaigns with climate. Like, what is he talking about?
So, ladies and gentlemen, my plea today is for countries to come together to create the environment that enables every sector of industry to take the action required. We know this will take trillions, not billions of dollars.
Okay, so already we're off to... hey, why not? We spend trillions all the time, so globally, I wonder how much... If the United States is ready to spend 3.5 trillion or 5 trillion or 10 trillion or how many trillion, because who cares what's a trillion between friends, what's the world willing to spend in terms of trillions if we personally will spend 3.5, 5.5 trillion? Anybody worried about that at all?
We also know that countries, many of whom are burdened by growing levels of debt, simply cannot afford to go green.
No, they can't. Right. That sounds like us. Growing amount of debt. We can't afford to go green. What do we do about it?
Here we need a vast military-style campaign to marshal the strength of the global private sector. With trillions at its disposal, far beyond global GDP, and with the greatest respect, beyond even the governments of the world's leaders, it offers the only real prospect of achieving fundamental economic transition.
And there's the dangerous part. Who knew that Prince Charles could speak with such abandon and danger? Because the last part is the key part, where I like to make fun of him, and I'm waiting for the Grey Poupon moment, or something like that, or Cheerio, or whatever he's going to say. Talking about food, talking about lawn ornaments. I don't care what he talks about, but to be talking about this, because the last words are the most dangerous, everybody. I mean, bad enough a vast military-style campaign is required, but what are we marshaling in?
Of achieving fundamental economic transition.
Fundamental economic transition. I wonder what that means. Fundamental economic transition. Oh, I know what that means. That means ushering in an era globally where we can look at a country that has been the most successful country in the history of the planet, like the United States of America, and looking at our Constitution and our founders and understanding what our rule of law is and how remarkable this experiment has been in democracy and what what we have done in the constitutional republic that we are, that we should do this No, it's not anything like that. It's about getting rid of the free market and capitalism and the Great Reset and resetting under a new fundamental economic transition that Prince Charles would like to see. So there you go. I don't know. Why do I think of gnomes when I'm looking at Prince Charles? I don't know. Is it just me? I have no idea why.
I could see the relation.
No, I don't know. It's not really what I was. I don't know. Anyway, the point is as much as I like to make fun of Greta and
how dare
I didn't even say anything yet. And songs about blah blah blah, and the fact that our little girl is growing up so quickly.
No more whatever the they're doing inside there.
Hey, oh, whoa, with the language. We got there's children that are listening. The youths of America.
Did you say youths?
I did. It is frightening to believe that there are people in this country who not only think that we should have some kind of Green New Deal, build back better climate change energy policy that will fundamentally destroy this country here, just the United States, but we have a globe that is ready to join in with those here in the United States to completely destroy everything we know fundamentally and economically about the planet. And that you're on board, well, not you, but that there are people that are on board with this is stunning. And ultimately, I don't believe that they will succeed with more information that continues to come out each and every day. 239-479-5592, the talk and text line, streaming live, drewsteele.com. The website, Steele has 3 E's. When we come back, there's a lot to get to. First of all, want to remind you that we've got Drew's College of Political Knowledge coming up next hour. We've got a $35 gift card to Naughty Hog Backyard Barbecue in Naples, so that's great. We've got $10,000 for the troops. It is that time of year. P.O. Box 877 Fort Myers 33902. Get your Christmas cards ready for our men and women serving overseas. And that warm message inside so we can ship them out before December 3rd. So get them together as quick as you can, and let's make this the biggest year ever. We'll talk about that more coming up on Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News right all along. Here's traffic, and there's Teresa O'Shea.
Good morning. Dealing with just a little bit of trouble on the roads in Lehigh Acres, heading through Leonard Boulevard at 4th Street West. Crash with no roadblock, but injuries reported, so we're still dealing with a little bit of a scene out there. Watch out for deputies still trying to get that crash cleared up. And a disabled vehicle just north of that intersection at Alvin Avenue and Lee Boulevard. Also heading through 75, should be a little bit busier, closer to the exit to Immokalee Road in North Naples. Not too bad, right near South of Florida International Airport. Collier County is crash and incident-free to start out your morning. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Teresa O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Happy Tuesday. Look out for a few showers throughout the day, though those that we do see will be brief and also light. 83 for a high today under a mix of sun and clouds with winds of the north and east between about 5 to 15 miles per hour. We keep with a chance for stray showers we head into tonight. Partly cloudy with a low near 66, waking up on your Wednesday, and a high of 85 degrees for tomorrow with a partly cloudy sky. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Pandemic, market drops, elections. Don't let the noise and fear distract you. Where do you go for clarity in uncertain times? I'm Alfie Townsend, Southwest Florida's financial planner. For experience, advice on planning for retirement, visit savingtheinvestor.com.
No matter what it's like outside, Trane makes it comfortable inside. You can get a great deal now on a new heating and cooling system at Trane. Visit TraneInfo.com. Visit TraneInfo.com to find your local dealer and more, because it's hard to stop a train.
Celebrate your accomplishments with a previously enjoyed Rolex watch from Dunkin's Diamonds. From sporty to dress models.
Hi, I'm Stuart Dunkin, and here at Dunkin's Diamonds, we have the finest previously enjoyed Rolexes available.
We make the process easy, beginning with the guidance of our expert consultants.
Why buy a new Rolex at full price when you can buy the exact same watch, only a few years older, certified, fixed up, refurbished with a 2-year warranty? And our knowledgeable staff will make your experience as memorable as your timepiece. Come to Dunkin's Diamonds today and leave confident. You will receive the highest quality at the best possible prices. We will not be undersold by anyone, anytime, anywhere, and you can count on that.
Dunkin's Diamonds. Come celebrate with the Rolex of your dreams. Naples at Mercado, Gulf Coast Town Center, and Fort Myers on US 41. Find your own one-of-a-kind jewelry.
For professional roofing, the name you need to know is D.R. Martineau. You can count on us for great service. You can count on us to get it done. You can count on us for a price that's fair, and quality is second to none. For professional roofing, the name you need to know is D.R. Martineau.
The 49th Annual Fort Myers Boat Show, Southwest Florida's premier boating showcase, is sailing into downtown's historic River District November 11th through the 14th. Stretching along the Caloosahatchee from Centennial Park to the Calusa Sound Convention Center to the City Yacht Basin. It's a beautiful setting to stroll in comfort and enjoy the very best boating has to offer. See, compare, and buy everything that's new in boating. From skiffs to fishing boats to cruising boats to luxury yachts. There's a boat for everyone, plus all the gear and gadgets boaters love. Visit the new Be in the Know zone in the Convention Center, featuring fishing and basic boating seminars, plus interactive displays staffed with boating experts on hand, sharing their boating tips to safely enjoy Southwest Florida waters. Take a break at a variety of downtown restaurants and bars, including the beautiful Luminary Hotel overlooking the show. Don't miss boating's biggest showcase, the Fort Myers Boat Show, November 11th through the 14th. Visit FortMyersBoatShow.com for tickets and details.
Forget the senseless talk. You need news and information, and you need it now.
Wink News now. Wink News now.
The most comprehensive, most trusted, and coming to you first.
Breaking right now at 3.
We know you'll agree. The place to be at 3 is Wink TV.
Next, Rachel.
I am her lobster bib.
We want more. Drew Barrymore.
Get home and just get into it and do the best you can.
America's BFF takes over our kitchen, twisting up a simple spaghetti.
And that is it. Stunning.
Plus,
we'll get that later. It's all right.
a football sub fit for a hero.
You look delicious.
Next, Rachel.
Rachel Ray, this morning at 10 on WXCW.
When it comes to business news, Gulf Shore Business covers Gulf Shore businesses like nobody's business. Daily coverage of local breaking business news you can't get anywhere else. Subscribe today for the free daily Gulf Shore Business newsletter at gulfshorebusiness.com.
After Drew, it's Glenn Beck 9 till noon. You've come to the right place. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along. This is Daybreak with Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
To reflect who we are and what we hope to build, I'm proud to announce that we are now Facebook.
This is pretty funny because people have been saying, how did Mark Zuckerberg change the name of Facebook to Meta and believe that there's no other Meta company out there? Well, there was a tech company. There is, named Meta PCs, who has the name Meta, and he's willing to part with it for $20 million. So he was doing this video joking about their new name and how they're changing their name to Facebook. And they're selling computers under the name of, I mean, you thought that was going to somebody had to have the name, and he does. $20 million. That's nice.
This is Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News.
When your celebration of life is prepaid in advance, it becomes a gift from you to your family later, because no one should have to plan for a loss while they're experiencing one. Paying in advance protects your loved ones and gives you the peace of mind you deserve. Let us help you plan every detail with professionalism and compassion. We're Hodges Funeral Home at Naples Memorial Gardens. Find us at dignitymemorial.com.
100% organic food and thoughts.
We live in a fast-paced, fast food world. Meanwhile, people have gotten sicker. We've lost our connection to the earth, to our food, and where it comes from. Food and Thought in Naples is an oasis where people can reconnect to their food and where it comes from. It's not just a grocery store, it's a lifestyle.
100% organic food and thought.
Can I see your pre-plan, please?
Before you reach the pearly gates is the best time to consider your plan.
Harvey Engelhardt Funeral Home will provide peace of mind that lets you set and forget, relieving stress and decision-making on loved ones when the time comes. Ensure that your wishes are honored and relieve your family of guessing what your intentions were. There are many reasons to pre-plan, including a price guarantee and transferability. Harvey Engelhardt can arrange monthly payment plan options with automatic withdrawal. Your loved ones are relieved both of the financial responsibility and the burden of decisions at your passing. Planning is what we do for when the time comes. Harvey Engelhardt will see you through from beginning to end. We also have comprehensive military honors options for veterans. Pre-planning is the ultimate gift of selflessness to the surviving spouse and family. Please call us at 239-936-2177. Harvey Engelhardt, we're here to help.
Getting it right. All day and all night. 92.5 WFSX Estero. Fox News. Right all along.
Save the trees. I'm Chris Foster, Fox News. There's an international agreement announced at the United Nations Climate Change Conference in Scotland. Live there in Glasgow, here's Fox's Simon Owen.
Chris, President Biden and other leaders say they've struck a deal on deforestation.
The United States is going to lead by our example at home.
The president praised the agreement in which countries say they'll halt deforestation by the end of this decade.
Preserving forests and other ecosystems can and should play an important role in meeting our ambitious climate goals as part of the net zero emissions strategy we all have.
Around 100 countries have signed up, including Brazil and China. Chris?
Well, Simon, it's election day here in the U.S. There are state and local races and ballot questions being voted on around the country. Voters in Virginia and New Jersey are choosing governors. There are 2 special elections for Congress in Ohio and a special election House primary in Florida. House Democrats may finally move forward with a pair of bills tied to President Biden's domestic agenda, even though all Senate Democrats don't appear to be on board.
As Democrats work to shore up support on a nearly $2 trillion social spending bill, West Virginia Democrat Joe Manchin made clear he is not yet ready to give his support.
To be clear, I will not support the reconciliation legislation without knowing how the bill will impact our debt and our economy and our country.
In response, White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki said the president's proposal is fiscally responsible and creates jobs, and is confident the administration will gain Manchin's support. A vote could come this week in the House on the Build Back Better Act, as well as a long-stalled bipartisan infrastructure bill. On Capitol Hill, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
There's been an attack in Kabul, Afghanistan today. At least 15 people are reported killed, with dozens hurt. The attack there at a military hospital in Kabul. Witnesses say there were 2 explosions, at least one of them a car bomb, and also gunfire. America's listening to Fox News.
This update is presented by Lee Auto Group. Find your perfect vehicle at lee-cars.com.
Wink News, traffic.
Heading out through Collier County, we have a crash blocking the intersection of Collier Boulevard 951 at Golden Gate Parkway with major stop-and-go traffic southbound along Collier Boulevard and all those delays out there. There are injuries reported with that crash, so expect to see FHP, EMS on scene along with the Collier County Sheriff's Office. Pretty big scene out there right now. I also have a crash in Lehigh Acres getting cleared up over at Leonard Boulevard North and 4th Street West just south of Lee Boulevard, and a disabled vehicle at Lee Boulevard and Alvin Avenue right nearby. Daniels Parkway very busy heading westbound through Gateway and toward Fort Myers, closer to Treeline Avenue and I-75. That's your up to the minute traffic. I'm Teresa O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Well, happy Tuesday. Look for a partly cloudy sky today with temperatures warming to 83 degrees for a daytime high. This will be coupled with a chance to see a few showers across the area. Those showers that do develop will be light and also briefly lived. A stray shower can't quite be ruled out as we head into tonight, Wednesday morning, featuring a low near 66 degrees and a partly cloudy sky, with temperatures back to 85 degrees for tomorrow, where we should be dry. All eyes on our next cold front set to move through Thursday into Friday. This will be bringing us an increasing chance for rain and thunderstorms as we head towards the end of the work week, and then cooler and drier conditions to follow as we head into the upcoming weekend. I'm Wink News with Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Looking for 92.5 Fox News online? Big news! You'll be all set when you go to rightallalong.net.
You know, joint relief doesn't have to mean drugs and surgery. Now there's a better alternative that patients are raving about. Hey, it's Drew Steele from my friends at QC Kinetics, local medical professionals using natural biologic treatments. Highly concentrated healing properties from your own body put directly into the affected joint, restoring and repairing damaged tissue the way your body was designed to heal. If you're tired of the Band-Aid solutions like drugs and steroids, and you really want to avoid surgery, you need to check out QC Kinetics. Regenerative, restorative, natural treatments for knee pain, back pain, shoulder pain, pain in your hips. Don't continue to suffer. And don't go in for surgery until you check this out. See it for yourself. See if you're a candidate. QC Kinetics. Call 239-893-PAIN. That's 239-893-PAIN. Non-surgical regenerative options are here. Call 239-893-PAIN. Non-surgical regenerative options are here. Call 239-893-PAIN.
You find yourself searching for a reputable air conditioning company?
Don't sweat, call Brett.
I'm Crystal Casey with Brett Air Conditioning. For over 45 years, our motto has been, don't sweat, call Brett. We are a family-owned business with a great reputation. Whether your AC needs maintained, serviced, or replaced, we are here to serve you. So stop searching and join the Brett Air family today. You can find us online at brettairconditioning.com or call us at 239-566-3633. 239-566-3633.
If you don't love your AC company, call Brett Air right now. Find them online at brettairconditioning.com or like them on Facebook.
Don't sweat, call Brett.
License number CAC 1819995.
I'm Lois Tomey. As Wink fights to feed hungry families, we also focus on our culinary community. Wink Taste of the Town, good food for a good cause. Join us November 6th and 7th at Fort Myers Centennial Park for tasty treats and delicious drinks. We'll showcase the best of Lee County's local restaurants and businesses, benefiting Cameo of Lee County. Live music, a children's area, and a festive feast. Just go to tasteofthetown.net for more info. Wink Taste of the Town, a weekend of family fun, all in good taste.
To some, winter solstice is the darkest day all year, when you're trapped inside waiting for cabin fever. But to Closet Factory customers, the winter solstice is time to celebrate the space they rethought, re-inspired, and re-miracled into the happiest, clutter-freest part of home. We want you to get some of that Closet Factory magic now until December 21st. You'll get $250 in free accessories with any new storage solution from Closet Factory. Now through the solstice only at Closet Factory and closetfactory.com.
You know what you want to do in retirement, but do you know how to get there? Tune in to Retire with Grace with Bob Grace, Saturday mornings at 8 and Sundays at noon to get the answers to your retirement planning questions. Plan today so you can do the things you've always dreamt about doing in retirement. Don't miss Retire with Grace, a Tri-Found company, Saturday mornings at 8 and Sundays at noon. Firm offers insurance services. Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
From 92.5 Fox News.
This is how Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steele.
Hey, good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here. 239-479-5592. That's the talk and text line. We stream live, drewsteele.com. That's the website. Steele has 3 E's. Thank you so much for watching the program, subscribing to the podcast. There's a link right there. You just type in Drew Steele at any of your favorite podcast locations or search engines. It is election day all across the country, and here in the state of Florida, there's a lot of things going on as well locally, and even in places like Virginia, where it's the bellwether. This is the one. This is going to tell everybody whether or not Democrat policies are going to be listened to, and this is what the American people want, or if it's just the state of Virginia, which you never know how that's going to go, because when you have a Democrat like Terry McAuliffe who is running, who hires somebody like Mark Elias, who used to work for Perkins Coie, who is going to look at the election as after the results take place to kind of examine to make sure that everything was above board. Remember, Perkins Coie, of course, and Mark Elias was involved in the whole Russian collusion hoax with Hillary Clinton, and
I'm really offended personally.
You should be. So are we. You never know how it's going to go. It's going to be a very strange day today, but we'll talk a little bit about that coming up in some of what has been said, discussed out of Virginia in just a bit. I just noticed this, Jake. So the news press is now catching on to the Let's Go Brandon craze. and they want to make sure that everybody understands what it is. It just popped up on my feed. So there you go. Oh, so it's a republication from Florida Today. Jennifer Sanglang is doing this. Let's go, Brandon is code for something vulgar. Why the cryptic phrase with sports origins is trending. And they go through the whole explanation of what's going on with this. What does it mean? What's the hashtag mean? Where did it originate? Why are we seeing Let's Go, Brandon? Let's see, which politicians have publicly said, let's go, Brandon? And of course, it's a Republican, it's a Republican, it's a Republican, it's a Republican, all kinds of, it's a Republican. Randy Fine, even in here in the state of Florida, Palm Bay, posted a photo on his Facebook page showing a pumpkin his son carved for Halloween with the let's go, Brandon phrase on the pumpkin. And that's it. They don't say anything else. They're not taking sides. They just want to explain to everybody what it is. Boy, it's a bunch of Republicans saying it. So right there, you can probably imagine what Democrats are thinking. Yes, we've all figured this out. Although people have been, again, beside themselves over the issue of Let's Go, Brandon, some of what is being said is over the top. I don't mean like over the top people who get the Let's Go, Brandon trolling, understand how the former president of the United States was trolled for years and years and years as far as what the people felt about him, the F word, and then Trump on T-shirts and a lot of things. Robert De Niro saying it at the, the Tony Awards, and to a rousing applause. So calm down if you're all of a sudden upset that the current president, who happens to be a Democrat, is being trolled now with something that was said to be a comment by, what was an NBC, right? During the, Brandon Brown, who was the NASCAR guy who won Talladega. And clearly, as the audience is saying, F. Joe Biden, she said, oh, look, it's Let's Go, Brandon cheers. And everybody knows that it's not. So, but the fact that there are people that are still talking about this in ways that are just, can I find this clip? I got to find this one clip. It's the most ridiculous thing you've ever heard, because we've taken it now to a completely different level. Okay, here you go. Listen to this. This is MSNBC, who's really concerned about Let's Go, Brandon. And when you can't stop something from happening that is clearly sweeping the nation because they feel what's going on with gas prices, they see what's going on with the border, they know what's happening with their jobs, they know what's going on with vaccine mandates that they might necessarily not want and understand why we need it if I've already had it, if I've got herd immunity, natural immunity, why am I getting vaccinated and why can't I be out? And I see others that are telling me to mask up, but they're not masking up themselves, the hypocrisy that's out there. So all of this playing into it. So MSNBC and others they've got to try to figure it out. Whether it's saying that it's like like a MAGA chant for Sieg Heil, which has been said. Something like it's the equivalent of saying let's go ISIS on an airplane and we shouldn't fly Southwest. That's being said. But listen to this. It gets worse.
With Let's Go Brandon stickers. That's a code phrase for a swearing insult at the president. NBC's Ken Delanian is breaking this story. So, Ken, folks may have a lot of questions, especially trying to understand what this Brandon thing is. Take us through your reporting.
This is really the latest example of how volatile American politics has become, Joe. A South Carolina gun dealer called Palmetto State Armory is selling what is known as a lower receiver, which is essentially the guts of an AR-15 assault rifle branded Let's Go 15. And as you said, on the weapon's fire selector, the expletive we can't say on television is next to the safety mode, the word Joe is next to the single shot mode, and the word Biden is next to the automatic firing mode. Now, after I got a tip about this, I came across two other companies marketing AR-15 ammunition magazines with Let's Go Brandon stickers on them. None of the companies have responded to our request for comments. I reached out to the Secret Service to see whether they consider this a threat against the president.
What? So that's right, everybody. So when somebody is having a little bit of fun with Let's Go Brandon and what appears to be a Let's Go 15 branded lower receiver, which when I see the picture of it, I'm like, I don't know. This doesn't look good. I'm not really sure. You don't trust the mainstream fake legacy media with understanding firearms parts. Like if you're going to MSNBC, if you're going to NBC to try to get your information on how guns function, what is and isn't a firearm, and the proper use of which, if you're doing that, you're probably doing something wrong. I'm just saying. I'm just putting that out there. But anyway, so there you go. So they're now concerned that you have to look at this and say that there's the Secret Service involvement, that we have to discuss whether or not the Secret Service needs to be a part of this and whether this could be a threat against. Do you see how far this is going? That's what they're doing right now. What they're doing is trying to scare you and to frighten you once again into even understanding that this is a troll of the president. I would rather people in stadiums chant "Let's Go Brandon" than chanting what it is standing for, because I don't really want to hear that in my stadiums or around my kid or in a restaurant, to be quite honest. And everybody that's doing it gets it. And this is how upset they are and how they are willing to try and stop you by scaring you now, because the Secret Service might get involved, everybody. Remember what we did and what we talked about when it comes to being at a school board meeting and, showing up there because you care about your kid's education, and how we might have to be having the DOJ and getting some law enforcement involved in this because you're scary people. Well, this whole "Let's Go Brandon" thing now, you better watch out because it could be a threat against the president and the Secret Service. And if you start saying that, we might have to. Really? Is that where we're going? By the way, please don't trust Democrats or the media to start talking about guns, firearms, parts of firearms. If we could just reminisce just for a second about one of the people that was running for president not too long ago, that would be Michael Bloomberg as a Democrat.
Pistols are different. You have to pull the trigger each time. An assault weapon, you basically hold it, goes... Blah, blah, blah.
No, those are fully automatic weapons.
Okay.
Yeah, you should sit this one out. All right, 239-479-5592. Hey, let's take a break. And when we come back, we're going to get to your calls coming up. And also, did want to play some audio that's out there from Terry McAuliffe and the race in Virginia, the Bellwether. It's going to tell us all what Democrats are going to, well, quite honestly, if they end up losing, they're just going to ignore what they say anyway. And they're going to continue to push Green New Deals and, open borders and the like. But some disturbing audio from Terry McAuliffe when it comes to defunding the police. It's pretty easy to just come out and say you're not for it. Unless, of course, you're Democrats are the ones that are being asked about it. We'll have the audio coming up in just a second. It's Daybreak 92.5, Fox News, right all along with traffic. There's Therese O'Shea.
Good morning. Heading out through the Golden Gate area of Collier County, we've got a crash blocking southbound lanes at the intersection of Golden Gate Parkway and Collier Boulevard 951. About a mile of backups coming from Green Boulevard on south there. We also have a crash right near Gulf Coast High School in North Naples. That's along Immokalee Road near Rose Avenue with an outside lane blocked westbound on Immokalee. And a crash at Commercial Boulevard and Progress Avenue heading through Collier County. Fairly minor, should be off to the side right now. Looking good through most of Lee County. All of our overnight crashes and early morning incidents have cleared up, so no problems heading through 75 and 41 in the Fort Myers area. Daniels Parkway definitely backed up out there through Gateway and heading into Fort Myers. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Happy Tuesday. Look out for a few showers throughout the day, though those that we do see will be brief and also light. 83 for a high today on their mix of sun and clouds with winds of the north and east between about 5 to 15 miles per hour. We keep with the chance for stray showers we head into tonight. Partly cloudy with a low near 66, waking up on your Wednesday, and a high of 85 degrees for tomorrow with a partly cloudy sky. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Joe Biden's plan for America? Recycled leftovers. Time for some right thinking. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
At Mr. Sparky, we're America's on-time electrician. Do you value professionalism and punctuality? Want to learn from and work with the best pros in the electrical industry? Then you're just who we're looking for. Mr. Sparky is seeking hardworking, committed, and trustworthy individuals. With industry-leading salaries, benefits, and growth potential, we also provide ongoing training. So come join our team at Mr. Sparky.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-Sparky.
An equal opportunity employer.
Susan, it's so great to finally be able to get together again.
Oh, it sure is. And I really appreciate you picking up the bill.
I'm happy to. I've got the extra cash. Since we've all been driving so much more again, I've been using Get Upside, the free gas app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get paid cash when you buy gas with the Get Upside app?
Yes, up to 25 cents a gallon. Cash back every time I buy gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
Some months I make $200 to $300.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Get Upside app now.
Download the free Get Upside app now in the App Store or Google Play to save up to 25 cents a gallon when you buy gas. Use promo code PASS for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's up to 50 cents a gallon on your next fill-up. You can cash out anytime to PayPal or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Get Upside app and use promo code PASS for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code PASS.
Searching everywhere for great prices on appliances? No, you're not, because you have better things to do. Besides, Good Deals has it for less, and they have plenty of items in stock despite shortages everywhere else. Remember, Good Deals guarantees the lowest price on everything they sell. Find a lower price anywhere, and Jay will beat it, guaranteed. Visit one of the showrooms in Fort Myers, Naples, and Cape Coral, or shop online at gooddealsappliances.com.
Good Deals Appliances. Have we got a deal for you?
Forget the senseless talk. You need news and information, and you need it now.
Wink News now. Wink News now.
The most comprehensive, most trusted, and coming to you first.
Breaking right now at 3. And
We know you'll agree. The place to be at 3 is Wink TV.
Next, Rachel.
I am her lobster bib.
We want more. Drew Barrymore.
Get home and just get into it and do the best you can.
America's BFF takes over our kitchen, twisting up a simple spaghetti.
And that is it. Stunning.
Plus,
We'll get that later. It's all right.
a football sub fit for a hero.
You look delicious.
Next, Rachel.
Rachel Ray, this morning at 10 on WXCW.
When it comes to business news, Gulf Shore Business covers Gulf Shore businesses like nobody's business. Daily coverage of local breaking business news you can't get anywhere else. Subscribe today for the free daily Gulf Shore Business newsletter at gulfshorebusiness.com.
The right place for local talk. Drew now. Trey for the drive at 5. 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
All right, we're going to get to your calls, 239-479-5592, the talk and text line, streaming live, drewsteele.com, the website, Steele has 3 E's. We appreciate you watching and subscribing to the podcast. And also, don't forget 10,000 for the troops, P.O. Box 877, Fort Myers, 33902. Get those Christmas cards and get those Christmas cards ready for our men and women serving overseas. We want to get them out before December 3rd. That's the cutoff date. And you can either mail them in or you can drop them off at any one of Mel's Diner locations across Southwest Florida. If you'd like to have the address handy, just text the word troops to 239-479-5592. And you'll get the address right there on your smartphone or whatever phone you have. It could even be a dumb phone, I guess, if it texts. All right, Jake, here you go. Just something I thought was pretty funny. So this, according to Florida Politics, Miami Beach residents are going to vote today on a referendum. You know, it's election day, right? So there's a lot of things that people will be voting on around the country, and we're going to get to the Virginia race in just a second. Miami Beach residents are going to vote on a referendum Tuesday that would require bars to stop serving alcohol at 2 a.m. Wait a minute. You're going to Miami Beach. You're going to stop bars from serving alcohol at 2 a.m. Are you that? Have you been to Miami Beach? If the last time I went to Miami Beach, I'm pretty sure that things don't even start until like midnight. Like literally, if you're gonna go to a nightclub or something, you don't go until midnight because nobody goes until midnight. And so I don't know. It just seemed like, am I off base or okay? It's just a referendum. I mean, it's not binding. They're just going to be talking about it. I'm shocked that that's even being discussed. It just seems like it's like if you're in Vegas and they're like, hey, I don't know if we should gamble after 11. It seems just odd. Maybe it's just me. Here's a quick call from Bill. Bill wanted to let everybody know that earlier we talked about Meta and Facebook changing their name to Meta. There's a Meta PC company that's willing to give up their Meta name for $20 million, and they were jokingly saying that they were going to change their name from Meta to Facebook. That was a pretty funny joke that they did. There was a very good... Yeah, they can get that. All right, Bill. But Bill wanted to let people know that... What, Bill?
All right. According to the timesofisrael.com,
yeah,
which is a newspaper there, the new company name is similar to the Hebrew word for dead.
Is that true? So the word...
timesofisrael.com. There's a lot more comments there, so if you want to go there and do a review.
So Meta in Hebrew means dead.
Yes.
If that means for the company known as Facebook, we can only hope. All right. Good stuff. Thank you, Bill. Thank you for the call. We appreciate it. All right. Look at this. Terry McAuliffe in Virginia. Hey, if you want to know what kind of politician Terry McAuliffe is, this is the best explanation or rendition or example of Terry McAuliffe as a Democrat. Here you go. When a sheriff, stands up and was talking about defunding the police, and the sheriff says...
July 20th, you accepted an endorsement from the new Virginia majority.
Okay, so March 20th, you accept an endorsement from the new Virginia majority.
They are a large defund the police organization who want to abolish prisons and ICE.
All right, so abolish prisons and ICE, right? They're an anti-police organization.
You said that you were proud to accept their endorsement.
Well, first of all, Sheriff, I'm proud to accept any endorsements. I get hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. I can't. Groups that endorse me, I don't know everything they do. If I ever support defund the police, are you out of your mind? I've invested in law enforcement. I just went through 25 minutes of telling you what I do for the police. Not defunded, I funded them.
So you'll never support defunding?
Right. So, okay, so he says you'll never support defunding the police, right?
I won't even dignify that with an answer.
Listen, he's asked, so then defunding the police, you wouldn't be for defunding the police at all, right? And here is a typical liberal Democrat answer.
I won't even dignify that with an answer. If my track record of 4 years as governor, not enough for you to understand how I feel on law enforcement, I will not dignify that with an answer.
Unbelievable. I don't believe an answer to either one of those questions.
Well, I don't care what you believe. I got a track record. And I'm proud of that track record.
Yeah, I don't care what you believe. I'm not even going to tell you that I wouldn't be for defunding the police, which would be the easiest answer to give after this. But no, I'm not even going to dignify that with an answer. The I'm not going to dignify that with an answer is the answer, and that is the Democrats, and that's what liberals do, and that's what Terry McAuliffe is doing, and everything would suggest that the polling looking pretty good for Glenn Youngkin, the Republican, leading Terry McAuliffe right now in the Trafalgar Group's poll by 2.3 points. You don't want to get too excited, but Trafalgar is one of the best at it when you're talking about the real numbers and polling. So we will see. There's more audio on this because it doesn't get a whole lot better for Terry McAuliffe and some of the things that he said. Brian Hammond, Lee County Commissioner, coming up next.
This is Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News.
Conditioned Air is looking for the best of the best in HVAC to join our winning team. If you consider yourself an A player and love customer service, you should apply so we can get your career path started. We have several top-paying positions available now in Sarasota, Fort Myers, and Naples. Find out more about our new hire bonus and apply online at conditionedair.com. Conditioned Air, the comfort people since 1962. License number CAC 1819590.
Seems like everything is overpriced these days, right? It's called market inflation. Aaron Walker here at Naples Nissan with some suggestions to help you take some air out of that inflation. Current gas prices? Ouch. Regular service checkups and maintenance will help you get better gas mileage. Get a free 20-minute checkup at Naples Nissan. All makes and models are welcome. Plus, get our $99 Inflation Fighter Alignment Special. And of course, you can still get the original base MSRP for your trade-in. That's right, Southwest Florida. If your trade-in is a 2013 or newer with less than 120,000 miles on it, then whatever it was worth when it was brand new, even if you didn't buy it new, that's exactly what it will be worth right now. But only at Naples Nissan. And remember, folks, it doesn't matter when or where you originally bought that trade-in from. Come see us on Pine Ridge Road or visit naplesnissan.com. Offers on select models with approved credit and cannot be combined. See dealer for details.
Dr. Shane Walker here at Thrive Chiropractic and host of the Wellness Hour on 92.5 Fox News for nearly 20 years. And let's face it, many of us are really stressed right now, and that is creating an increase in the number of folks who are dealing with neck pain, headaches, tension across the upper mid-back, anxiety and nervousness. And if you haven't experienced the release of tension that a chiropractic adjustment can produce within your nervous system, go to thrivenaples.com. That's Thrive, Thrive, Naples.com for a special offer. That's thrivenaples.com.
Plumbing nerds, plumbing nerds. We're just smarter now, you heard. Give us a call, we'll fix you up. Anytime, day or night. If your plumbing's just not right, give us a call, we'll fix you up. Plumbing nerds, we're just smarter now, you heard. Give us a call, we'll fix you up. If your drains are neat and clean, and your toilet's acting weird, give us a call, we'll fix you up. Plumbing nerds, plumbing nerds.
Fox News, I'm Lillian Wu. President Biden promising changes at the UN Environmental Conference in Scotland.
The United States will help the world deliver on our shared goal of halting natural forest loss.
Today, Biden will unveil his pledge to slash methane emissions by 30%. The leading source of methane in the U.S. is the oil and gas industry. The proposal would target existing oil and gas wells. Currently, 90% of the nation's nearly 900,000 well sites remain unregulated. Also on tap today, about 90 countries are joining the global methane pledge, promising to cut emissions by 30% by the end of the decade.
Fox's Alex Hogan. The president heads home later today, and Tesla is recalling nearly 12,000 vehicles in the U.S. over a software communications error, which may cause a false forward collision warning. America's listening to Fox News.
This break is sponsored by Cornerstone Builders. Give us the opportunity to wow you.
Wink News, traffic.
A busy morning commute through Collier County. We have a crash going on along Immokalee Road at Rose Boulevard, right near Gulf Coast High School and Laurel Oak Elementary, causing backups in both directions on Immokalee Road. But we do have roadblock westbound in an outside lane on Immokalee, right near the intersection of Rose Boulevard. Another crash in Collier with a good 2 miles plus a backup southbound south of Pine Ridge Road on Collier Boulevard approaching Golden Gate Parkway. There's roadblock at that intersection because of a crash with injuries. Also in Collier County, we have a crash along Commercial Boulevard at Progress Avenue and a crash in Vanderbilt Beach Road and Oaks Boulevard. No injuries with either of those accidents. Heading through North Fort Myers, a crash near North Fort Myers High School at Orange Grove Boulevard. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Well, happy Tuesday. Look for a partly cloudy sky today with temperatures warming to 83 degrees for a daytime high. This will be coupled with a chance to see a few showers across the area. Those showers that do develop will be light and also briefly lived. A stray shower can't quite be ruled out as we head into tonight, Wednesday morning, featuring a low near 66 degrees and a partly cloudy sky, with temperatures back to 85 degrees for tomorrow, where we should be dry. All eyes on our next cold front set to move through Thursday into Friday. This will be bringing us an increasing chance for rain and thunderstorms as we head towards the end of the work week, and then cooler and drier conditions to follow as we head into the upcoming weekend. I'm Wink News with Authority Meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Keeping it right here. We're 92.5 Fox News, and we've been right all along.
With your help, our servicemen and women who are deployed around the globe will receive Christmas greetings and thoughts of home to brighten their holidays.
It's Trey Radel with 92.5 Fox News. Let's send 10,000 to the troops. P.O. Box 877, Fort Myers, 33902. Make a soldier smile this holiday season. Help us send 10,000 Christmas cards to our troops. Check out 925foxnews.com. It's our way of putting a little goodness back in the world.
Thank you from all of us at 92.5.
Much about it every day, but most people never understand what causes it. Very often, it is more than just sore muscles. Many times, it is caused by disc and nerve compression in the spine. This is very often not addressed. The only way to get pressure off the discs in the spine is to decompress the discs. Here at Johnson Spinal Care 596 Back, non-surgical spinal decompression is a specially designed, computerized table to provide gentle, precise pulling to draw pressure off the discs and release the nerves. This process draws blood back into the discs, allowing them to heal. Completely safe and comfortable for any age. No hanging upside down. Patients with stenosis, sciatica, bulging discs, neuropathy, scoliosis all find great, long-lasting relief with decompression. Call my Medicare-friendly office today for a free telephone consultation. Johnson Spinal Care, 596-BACK. 596-BACK. That's 596-2225.
Did you know people drive from all over Florida to save money on diamonds?
Hi, I'm Stuart Duncan from Duncan's Diamonds, and we have thousands of diamonds, all shapes, all sizes, half carat to 10 carats. Because we are direct diamond importers, we own one of the largest selections of amazing diamonds here in the United States.
And offer prices 30 to 50% lower than other jewelers, where overhead cost is very high. Duncan's Diamonds hand-picks diamonds from diamond cutters all over the world to ensure you get the best.
We want you to find that diamond that you really love today and save.
And at Duncan's Diamonds, we have spectacular financing and layaway plans, including no or low interest.
A $2,000 engagement ring is only $66 a month. A $3,000 pair of diamond stud earrings is just $84 a month. Best prices guaranteed, low monthly payments, a spectacular gift from Duncan's Diamonds. We want you to find the diamond you love today and save.
Naples at Mercado, Gulf Coast Town Center, and Fort Myers on US 41.
Lusk Draysites in Talisano believes winning cases is no accident. Your case is important. Pick a firm with resources to actually prosecute your case. If your case is accepted, you're guaranteed to not pay a single penny in fees or costs unless you get a favorable settlement or verdict. Lusk Draysites in Talisano has over 35 years of experience handling personal injury cases in Florida. Visit LDTlaw.com for a free consultation today. Winning is no accident. Lusk Draysites in Talisano. LDTlaw.com.
Stay right here, because after Drew, it's Glenn Beck, 9 to noon. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
All right, 239-479-5592, the talk and text line streaming live, drewsteele.com, the website Steele has 3 E's. We appreciate you watching the program, subscribing to the podcast. 2 things very important. Number 1, in 10 more minutes, it's Drew's College of Political Knowledge for questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD. And a $35 gift card to Naughty Hog Backyard Barbecue with 2 great locations in Naples to serve you. And with the very famous, they should call it the Jake, the Jake sauce, the Jake barbecue sauce. Is that what they should call it? What is it?
I mean, if they want to add a little bit of pickle sauce to the mix, you can make it a Jake sauce.
So, in other words, your Alabama white sauce has to have
pickle juice.
It has to have pickle juice. And who's to say that it doesn't? You don't know their formula.
Well, you're right.
We could ask. So anyway, we got that $35 gift card and $10,000 for the troops. P.O. Box 877, Fort Myers, 33902. It is underway. December 3rd is the cutoff date. Let's break records with the number of Christmas cards to our men and women serving overseas this year. Let's break those records. And the way to do that is to get everything organized now and get out there and get your hustle on, if you will. Is that what the kids say? Get your hustle on? Or is that a completely different I'm out? No? No?
I don't think so.
All right. So let's do that. And you could also drop it off at one of the many 6 locations of Mel's Diner across Southwest Florida. So, yes, 10,000 for the troops. P.O. Box 877, Fort Myers, 33902. All right, Lee County Commissioner Brian Hammond is joining us right now on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. It's our usual Tuesday visit lately. It's a nice thing. So we appreciate you joining us. We had a great conversation off the air that we probably need to bring on the air, don't we?
Yeah, we do. I'm just getting my hustle on over here. So.
Okay. Yeah. So that was a couple of things. So okay, you're not getting your hustle on. And what was the other thing that you brought up when we first started talking this morning? It was something else you were commenting on that I said.
I think I started it by saying, Biden has exceeded my expectations, but in a bad way.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, he's been worse than I even thought he could be. He's that bad.
Yeah, it is bad. And, when you look at a lot of things that are going on, and like we were talking about, the problem becomes there is some good expectations with what is going to be happening today in Virginia, like we were talking about off the air, and what may or may not happen. And I always worry about, and this, what we talked about, Brian, is probably something that we should discuss on the air, because I think it's important to the conversation. Because you were talking about the concerns that people have about literally getting out and voting right now, right? Talk about that, and then let's continue that conversation.
It's almost like a tightrope we've got to walk here, because certainly we want to hold anybody who's not, conducting elections fairly. We want to hold them accountable, absolutely, and we want to be vocal about when we feel like the election hasn't been conducted correctly. We just need to be careful that we don't steer, especially our voters, Republican voters, away from turning out because they think their vote isn't going to count. So I'm hoping tonight we see a big win in Virginia, and we see that the system works the way the system is supposed to work, and we can go into the midterms with a bunch of confidence, knowing that we're going to take back the House and the Senate.
Right. And I was saying that I cannot wait for tomorrow, because I'm really curious as to how everything is going to play out, because, the extraordinary circumstances of a pandemic and an election are no longer the case. We're not in that place right now. And because we're not in that place right now, and nobody is going to try and make that case, then it's going to be really difficult to do the kind of things, shenanigans, if you will, concerns that people had in certain states about how they were not following the law with election law in those states because of the extraordinary circumstances of COVID. We don't have that. So how does that play out today? Do we get the 9 o'clock at night, everybody's looking at their, I'm super tired, and there's a big game on tonight, and there's a World Series game on. I got to go, and we can pick this up tomorrow, right, everybody? Who's with me? We're out of, that kind of thing. So is it going to be that kind of situation where it's just there are weird things that could happen? And the Mark Elias, Terry McAuliffe, Mark Elias used to be with Perkins Coie. Everybody knows that name because Hillary Clinton and the connection with the Trump-Russia collusion hoax and all of the things that have come out since, and how he's been hired by the McAuliffe campaign to kind of keep an eye on the election. That the possibility that maybe afterwards they may object to and look at the results and how that's going to go. But in this circumstance, I would say, to your point, that Republicans should be going out en masse, and in the future should be going out en masse, understanding that there is not the same circumstances as we had before, extraordinary circumstances that anybody can make an excuse if you're along the lines of election integrity and you've been concerned about that and some of the things that happened in 2020. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does make sense. I mean, look, we've got to have a movement that is just undeniable. We all have to vote. We all have to go out there. We have to overwhelm the polling places. And we have to have a movement that is just so undeniable that nobody can deny the fact that we all got out, that we turned out to support our candidates and voted. And I think that's what's going to be the best thing that's going to bring us back.
All right, Lee County Commissioner Brian Hammond, here we go. What's going on with this? You got an evening public hearing on some redistricting. What's happening here?
Yep. So tonight is the night we've been building to over the last several months on redistricting. We've got a 6 p.m. public hearing. The reason why we set it at 6 p.m. was so that folks could come after work. If it's hard for them to make our normal 9:30 a.m. meetings, they can make the 6 o'clock meeting. We're going to set it up with maps and everything in the hallway, so people can come. They can look at the different options that are being talked about, and then they can be prepared to speak at the 6 p.m. public hearing. For those of you who follow other boards, we do it at the county commission. We let everybody speak. So when they come, they can fill out a comment card. Everybody gets in line to speak. We call all the speakers until they're done. We don't cut them off at any point. The only thing we ask is we ask people keep their comments to 3 minutes so that everybody gets a chance to speak tonight, because we're expecting a pretty big crowd. So we're going to keep the 3 minute clock there, but everybody will get a chance to speak. It's not like how some other boards do it. And that's what we're looking for tonight. We've got 7 maps to look at tonight, and we will narrow it down to the final map tonight.
All right, so make sure you're there. 6 p.m. Is that where it is? 6 p.m. Right?
6 p.m. at 2120 Main Street, the historic Lee County Courthouse.
It is beautiful, the historic courthouse. All right, how about this? We have talked about this before, and I know that we have the American Rescue Plan money that we've talked about before, but what's going on with it right now? What is the future of it? What do we have? What's the plan, if you will?
Yeah.
See what we did there? Okay, so
Well,
what do we have?
Well, I see what you did there with
Thank
the
you.
plan for the rescue plan. Yeah, so we are going to get in Lee County I love that, $150 million. We've gotten the first 75 million of that. This is, regardless of the fact that this is coming from the federal government, this is your money. These are your tax dollars that you paid to the federal government at some point. So we want to make sure we spend them wisely and use them wisely. One thing we really have a big need in Lee County is we need help in our emergency medical services on the ambulances. We're going to hire 21 new people to help us grow our ambulance fleet. And staff it up. One of the things that happened throughout the pandemic was we had folks out there who were grinding, working long hours. Many of them did get sick throughout this. Many of them just need a break. They didn't get a chance to use any of their time off for the last couple of years. So in order to make sure we get our current staff refreshed and also prepare for the growth, Governor DeSantis and your county commissioners have brought quite a few people to this state because of our wonderful policies. People want to be here in Florida. Well, we're growing, and we need to make sure that we have a workload, or a workforce rather, that can make sure that you get an ambulance when you call for one. So we're working on that. We're going to use about 1.86 million of the 150 that we're going to get to try and hire these 21 new EMS workers.
Yeah, and you make a very important point, because one of the things that we certainly do see here in the state, and definitely here in Southwest Florida, I just as an aside, talking to some family members who came down here recently, just this past weekend, one from Philadelphia and one from southern New Jersey, and they both said the same thing, that in their discussions at their workplace about places that they want to visit or they would love to move to, they didn't say Florida, Brian. They said Fort Myers. Specifically, they said Fort Myers. And he said, and one person in particular in Philadelphia said, you would be shocked to find out how many people are talking about Fort Myers, specifically, not just Florida, but Fort Myers, this area. People want to come here. And I thought that was surprising that people, certainly not the fact of the state of Florida, but that they are recognizing us here in Southwest Florida for a lot of different reasons. And that brings the challenge, the very real challenge of things that that you just discussed, and other things, even roads, even how many people are looking at, for example, what's going on with the intersection of 75 and Colonial, and what other places that we're going to have to truly examine infrastructure-wise, and roads, and what we're going to do specifically here in town.
Yeah, it's just good planning. It makes sense. We know how fast we're growing. We all feel it. And so it makes a ton of sense to try and use some of this money to help us get these folks in-house, get them trained up, get them ready to go and on the roads, so that as we continue to see the influx of people, we can make sure that we keep our response times as good as what we've always been used to. So that's what we're working on. And yeah, I am not surprised to hear that people are specifically talking about the Fort Myers area. We get 10 million passengers a year through the Fort Myers Airport at RSW. People are very interested in our area. I want to share this with you, Drew.
Yeah.
In a normal year for tourism, we would collect what's called a tourist tax on people who stay in paid accommodations. We would collect in our best year ever, which was 2019, we got $42 million. We're projecting that this year blew that away by maybe more than $11 million.
Wow.
Like, oh yeah. And think about this, Drew. That was just domestic because international travel isn't even going right now. International travel used to make up about 25% of our visitors. So not only have we made up for the 25% that couldn't come, but we also then exceeded that beyond any record we've ever seen. So if you talk to folks in the hospitality industry, yeah, they're tired because they didn't get us the break from season this year. We have been just going all year long.
That is remarkable when you think about that. That is a great point. Lee County Commissioner Brian Hammond joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. I cannot, and you probably hear the same thing. I cannot tell you how many people I talk to that say the same thing. There was no season this year. It was just on. It was like they flipped the switch on, and it's been full steam ahead like almost all year. There hasn't been this lull at all. Like it just feels like. Have you heard the same thing?
Absolutely, yeah. And I think that's what leads to so many of the concerns that we're hearing about not being able to hire enough people because they needed a certain amount of people just to handle the workload they had.
Yeah.
And then now we've got such a great opportunity here with new folks coming here. Look, I think the bottom line is Ron DeSantis's policies worked. Florida is doing great. Our policies here, which closely mirrored and followed the governor's, worked. And now I'm really excited about where our community is positioned for the future.
Yeah. Isn't it funny that, and this is just an aside, and I just have to say this because you brought it up, the governor. The story today about how Don Lemon from CNN, who is somebody who has attacked this state, who has gone after this governor, who is going after him on mask mandates and how dangerous he's making the state, not understanding the need for a mask mandate, and how Don Lemon was just seen yesterday in a viral video of audio we'll play next hour in Palm Beach, here in the state of Florida, vacationing with no mask. Funny how everybody does that, where they want to look and somehow claim that we are the disaster and Death Santas and all of these different hashtags and then quickly get on a plane to come here to vacation. You know we're going to see you, right? You know somebody's going to recognize you and call you a hypocrite. And why, instead of going after the state, how about talking about how awesome it is here and trying to do something about bringing our awesomeness to other states instead of criticizing us?
I hope it chills him out a little bit. I hope he understands how good we've got it here in Florida and that he goes back up there and says good things about us. And I'll tell you what, also about CNN, that Brian Stelter guy looks like he could use a trip to Florida.
Okay. I see what you did there. All right. I'm looking at the time. We got to run. All right. Lee County Commissioner Brian Hammond joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. Next week, we'll catch up and find out how everything has been going with redistricting maps and other things that are happening within the county. All right, my friend. Have a wonderful, blessed day.
Sounds good, Drew. Talk to you then.
All right. We'll see you. All right. It is time for Drew's College of Political Knowledge. 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD right now. Caller number 9 at 239-479-5592. The 9th caller plays Drew's College and not only plays to win, because that's what you do, right? Don't you play to win? We'll see your knowledge on politics and civics, but you'll also win, just for playing, a $35 gift card to Naughty Hog Backyard Barbecue with 2 great locations in Naples. Caller 9 gets it right now. 239-479-5592. It's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, right all along with traffic. Here's Therese O'Shea.
Good morning. I-75 southbound is backed up all the way from about Daniels Parkway through Alico Road and heading down past Corkscrew Road because of 2 different crashes, both off to the side of 75 southbound, one close to that Alico exit at mile marker 127 and another just south of the Corkscrew Road exit at mile marker 121. Both seem to be on the right-hand shoulder, but a lot of congestion building with onlooker delays out there through southern Lee County. You could take 41, 3 Oaks Parkway or Ben Hill Griffin to get around some of the the delays and the backups out there. We also have a crash heading through Collier Boulevard, backing up southbound traffic toward Golden Gate Parkway for a good 2.5-3 miles south of Pine Ridge Road and Golden Gate Boulevard. So avoid that stretch by taking Logan Boulevard right now. Then trip to the minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Happy Tuesday. Look out for a few showers throughout the day, though those that we do see will be brief and also light. 83 for a high today under a mix of sun and clouds with winds of the north and east between about 5 to 15 miles per hour. We keep it the chance for stray showers we head into tonight. Partly cloudy with a low near 66, waking up on your Wednesday, and a high of 85 degrees for tomorrow with a partly cloudy sky. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Have lunch with Clay and Buck at noon, right after Glenn Beck at 9. 92.5 Fox News. Right, all along.
Taxes are never fun to talk about, but now more than ever, it is super important to have a plan to make sure you mitigate how much taxes you owe. Ty Lassiter here of Key City Capital to explain more. At Key City Capital, we are committed to protecting and growing our clients' wealth, and planning for tax is one of the most important ways that we can do that. The fourth quarter is a crucial time to make decisions to ensure that you have the lowest tax bill possible. Key City Capital has a tremendous track record of saving our clients up to 30% or more a year on their tax bill.
Call Key City Capital today for your free tax and wealth analysis appointment. Call 239-330-2080. That's 239-330-2080. Check us out online at kcap925.com. That's kcap925.com.
Getting older has its advantages. Early bird dinners, senior discounts, day drinking. If you're one of the millions turning 65 soon, it might be time to take a look at your insurance options. Original Medicare, Medicare Advantage, so much to keep in mind. At Millennium Physician Group, half our patients are 65 plus. No matter what insurance benefits you choose, make sure your Millennium primary care doctor is part of your plan and your connection to a healthier life. Millennium Physician Group. Connect today. 844-CALL-MPG, millenniumphysician.com.
When you call Conditioned Air, your comfort becomes our main priority. We put customer relationships first, and our team is committed to earning your trust and exceeding your expectations. You can count on us for straightforward answers and smart solutions. This is why our employees receive bonuses based on compliments from customers, not on sales goals. Your comfort comes first, and that's why we've been Southwest Florida's comfort people since 1962. Call the Conditioned Air team today at 1-888-COLD-AIR or online at conditionedair.com. License number CAC 1819590.
When was the last time you checked in on your insurance? Give CIG a chance to review your current coverage and find you better rates. Hi, this is Brian Chapman at Chapman Insurance Group. My team and I are dedicated to finding you the best suited coverage at the best rates. Give us an opportunity to quote your home, auto, business, or flood policy. I'm confident we can save you money for the same or better coverage. Qualified agents are standing by. Visit CIGFlorida.com or call an office near you today. Naples, Fort Myers, Cape Coral, Port Charlotte, and Punta Gorda. CIGFlorida.com.
Drew's College of Political Knowledge is presented by France Eye Care. Better vision, better life.
Attention, class. It's time for Drew's College of Political Knowledge.
It's Drew's College.
All right, let's go to Carl. Carl is in Fort Myers. Good morning, Carl.
Morning, Drew.
It's Drew's College of Political Knowledge. 4 questions on politics. I'm good. It's Drew's College of Political Knowledge. 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD. Are you ready to play, Carl?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Your associate's degree question starts right now. Hey, Carl, who was the governor before Ron DeSantis here in the state of Florida? Who was that?
Rick Scott.
That is correct, sir. All right, you got an associate's. We'll see if you get a bachelor's degree on this question. Who wrote the Star-Spangled Banner?
Francis Scott Key.
That is correct, sir. You got a bachelor's. We'll see if you get a master's degree on this question. George H.W. Bush was president in 1990. Who was the vice president then?
Dan Quayle. Don't ask him to spell potato.
Oh, gosh. Do we have to say that? The poor guy. It's his legacy.
Yeah.
All right. Yes, that is correct, sir.
All right, you got a master's. We'll see if you get a PhD on this question. There were 13 original states, original colonies, right? 13 of them. Can you name?
Yes, sir.
Can you name? Give me 4. I mean, out of 13, you certainly can give me 4, right?
Massachusetts, Rhode Island, New Hampshire, Vermont, Maine, Delaware, Maryland, Virginia, North and South Carolina. I think that's more than 4.
Show off. Yeah, that's correct. All right. Well, hey, listen, congratulations. You're certainly the smartest person when it comes to the 13 original colonies on your phone. Are there any people around you there, Carl?
Actually, they're not. I'm in my vehicle.
Oh, you're by yourself. All right. So, that's good. Listen, so cheer yourself on. You got a $35 gift card to Naughty Hog Backyard Barbecue. 2 great locations in Naples, Collier Boulevard and Pine Ridge, and the Galleria Shops on Vanderbilt Beach Road. And it is fantastic. You're going to love it. Stay there. Don't move. Congratulations to you, Carl. We'll do it again tomorrow. Same time, Drees College. Don't miss it. Daybreak 92.5, Fox News, right all along.
This is Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News.
The news you need. The host you trust. Getting it right all day and all night. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
It's Rockstar Harley's pre-owned customer appreciation sale this week. Hundreds of Harleys tagged with liquidation pricing. Say 2, 4, even $6,000 at Rockstar Harley's pre-owned customer appreciation sale. Good credit, bad credit, no credit? Not a problem. Rockstar Harley is accepting 100% of all credit applications. Repos trucked in and the owner says 50 used bikes must go this week because we need to make room for the new 2021s. You don't need perfect credit, don't need a cash down payment. Rockstar Harley-Davidson is the #1 volume Harley dealer in Florida. Pre-owned customer appreciation sale ends this Sunday. On approved credit.
This is 92.5 WFSX Estero. Fox News. Right all along. On the radio, on your smart speaker, and online at rightallalong.net.
Think of the children. I'm Chris Foster, Fox News. Education has become a big issue in today's election for governor in Virginia. Democrat Terry McAuliffe has said that parents should not be telling schools what to teach. Republican Glenn Youngkin says they should have more say and that he would ban so-called critical race theory in public schools. Fox's Jessica Rosenthal spoke to some Virginia parents.
Terry says all of her kids went through Loudoun County's public school system, and she says if this were happening when her kids were there,
I'd definitely be very concerned.
But Jennifer, who has 2 kids in public schools here, says it is time to shift how race is applied to what is taught.
But I'm really afraid that if Youngkin is voted into office, we take a step back for diversity and inclusion.
And she says she's had a positive experience with Loudoun County schools.
The other election for governor today is in New Jersey. The president is spending a second day at a climate change summit in Scotland. Here's Fox's Simon Owen.
Chris, President Biden is expected to hold a news conference later before heading back to Washington. But ahead of that, he's hailing an agreement announced by more than 100 countries, including the U.S., to halt deforestation by 2030.
Forests have the potential to reduce carbon globally by more than 1/3.
The president is also expected to detail a plan to reduce methane emissions. Campaigners here say the leaders still have much work to do. Chris.
Simon, the civil rights leader Jesse Jackson's in the hospital after a fall at Howard University.
His spokesman says the 80-year-old Jackson stumbled and hit his head as he entered a building on the Washington, D.C. campus. Jackson, who has Parkinson's disease, has been hospitalized at least twice earlier this year. Once for breakthrough COVID, the other for gallbladder surgery.
Fox's Carmen Roberts. Tesla is recalling nearly 12,000 cars with a software glitch that can make them stop suddenly in self-driving mode, increasing the risk of being hit from behind. America's listening to Fox News.
This news update is presented by New South Window Solutions. Find them online at newsouthwindow.com.
Wink News, traffic.
Good morning. I-75 southbound is backed up all the way from about Daniels Parkway through Alico Road and heading down past Corkscrew Road because of 2 different crashes, both off to the side of 75 southbound, one close to that Alico exit at mile marker 127 and another just south of the Corkscrew Road exit at mile marker 121. Both seem to be on the right-hand shoulder, but a lot of congestion building with onlooker delays out there through southern Lee County. You could take 41, 3 Oaks Parkway or Ben Hill Griffin to get around some of the delays and the backups out there. We also have a crash heading through Collier Boulevard, backing up southbound traffic toward Golden Gate Parkway for a good 2.5-3 miles south of Pine Ridge Road and Golden Gate Boulevard. So avoid that stretch by taking Logan Boulevard right now. Then trip to the minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Well, happy Tuesday. Look for a partly cloudy sky today with temperatures warming to 83 degrees for a daytime high. This will be coupled with a chance to see a few showers across the area. Those showers that do develop will be light and also briefly lived. A stray shower can't quite be ruled out as we head into tonight, Wednesday morning, featuring a low near 66 degrees with a partly cloudy sky, with temperatures back to 85 degrees for tomorrow, where we should be dry. All eyes on our next cold front set to move through Thursday into Friday. This will be bringing us an increasing chance for rain and thunderstorms as we head towards the end of the work week, and then cooler and drier conditions to follow as we head into the upcoming weekend. I'm Wink News with Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Find conservative sanity and Sean Hannity at rightallalong.net. 92.5 Fox News is streaming live around the clock.
Hi, this is Earl Ron. I'm the president of New South Window Solutions. What I like people to understand about our company is what's unique about us. We manufacture, we install, we guarantee. We go out of our way to make it easy. If you're thinking about buying new windows, consider New South. Don't even think about buying windows from anyone else till you see what our factory can do for you. New South windows are made in Florida, for Florida homes, by Florida workers.
Going on now, save 35% off factory direct windows and doors. Call 1-800-NEW-WINDOWS.
In life, it's best to have options. The more options, the better. But the one-size-fits-all approach is never an effective way to get the best possible outcome, especially when it comes to erectile dysfunction and intimacy with the one you love. The Fort Myers Men's Clinic Group has successfully treated over 20,000 ED patients. We know better than anyone that a one-trick pony or a Me Too doctor's office doesn't work with men, and that's why men choose the Fort Myers Men's Clinic. We offer many different FDA-approved options to resolve your ED, not just one, and they're all administered by a Florida licensed medical physician. No matter your age or your medical condition, only the best clinical options to help determine what's best for you. If you're struggling with ED, don't trust the one-trick ponies. Trust the Fort Myers Men's Clinic. After all, 20,000 men can't be wrong. Call today for an appointment at 239-317-7777. That's 317-7777 or FortMyersMen'sClinic.com.
Dial star 2020. Friends Eye Care.
Trey Radel, your host of The Drive here. I've been to Dr. France and his team for a LASIK procedure. Family members have been there for cataract surgery, and no one can perform a better procedure than Dr. France and his team anywhere in Southwest Florida. They know how important it is to not only clear the blurry view caused by cataracts, but to provide patients with solutions tailored to meet their individual needs. And because no two eyes are alike, Dr. France and his team will determine the best lens technology for you and your eyes to make sure you have the best results. Maybe you need clear vision at near, far, and in-between distances, or an extended depth of focus solution for driving at night. Whatever it is, you can trust your eyes with France Eye Care. Experience matters. The latest technology matters. Call France Eye Care today. Dial star 2020 from your mobile phone or call 239-418-0999.
Friends Eye Care.
First comes love, then comes marriage. Don't forget the sparkle that comes in between. The Diamond District is filled wall to wall with the largest selection of GIA loose certified diamonds and engagement rings in Southwest Florida. You won't find a better diamond buying experience than with Jason and Todd at the Diamond District.
Seems like everything is overpriced these days, right? It's called market inflation. Aaron Walker here at Naples Nissan with some suggestions to help you take some air out of that inflation. Current gas prices? Ouch. Regular service checkups and maintenance will help you get better gas mileage. Get a free 20-minute checkup at Naples Nissan. All makes and models are welcome. Plus, get our $99 Inflation Fighter Alignment Special. And of course, you can still get the original base MSRP for your trade-in. That's right, Southwest Florida. If your trade-in is a 2013 or newer with less than 120,000 miles on it, then whatever it was worth when it was brand new, even if you didn't buy it new, that's exactly what it will be worth right now. But only at Naples Nissan. And remember, folks, it doesn't matter when or where you originally bought that trade-in from. Come see us on Pine Ridge Road or visit naplesnissan.com. Offers on select models with approved credit and cannot be combined. See dealer for details.
You find yourself searching for a reputable air conditioning company?
Don't sweat, call Brett.
I'm Crystal Casey with Brett Air Conditioning. For over 45 years, our motto has been, don't sweat, call Brett. We are a family-owned business with a great reputation. Whether your AC needs maintained, serviced, or replaced, we are here to serve you. So stop searching and join the Brett Air family today. You can find us online at brettairconditioning.com or call us at 239-566-3633. 239-566-3633.
If you don't love your AC company, call Brett Air right now. Find them online at brettairconditioning.com or like them on Facebook.
Don't sweat, call Brett.
License number CAC 1819995.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steele.
Hey, good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here. 239-479-5592, the talk and text line streaming live. DrewSteele.com. That is the website. Steele has 3 E's. You can go there to watch the program. Subscribe to the podcast. Thank you so much for doing that. 10,000 for the troops. P.O. Box 877, Fort Myers, 33902. It is that time of year, believe it or not. You look at the calendar and it's like, yep, we're getting close. We're sending those Christmas cards to our men and women serving overseas. We are not going to forget about them, and I know you do not, and I know a lot of people excited about getting going on this, and hopefully we can come up with some big numbers this year with your help. 10,000 for the troops, P.O. Box 877, Fort Myers, 33902. Send those cards with a warm message inside to our men and women serving. You can go to any one of 6 Mel's Diner locations across Southwest Florida. I believe there's that many. But Mel's Diner helping us out as well. They are fantastic. Kim Gade at the Military Support Group at Lee Health helping us as well to vet the cards and get them going, and all the volunteers that help to get them shipped out. So thank you to them as well, and to you. So get your groups, your business organization, your schools together, and let's make this the biggest year ever for 10,000 for the troops. All right, coming up in just a minute, we'll talk Virginia, and we'll talk about whether or not this is the bellwether that everybody is talking about, what is going on with education there. The majority of people, well, I shouldn't say the majority, but 24% in the latest poll, 24% of the people that are voting in the election there in Virginia are concerned about education. That is the most of any other issue in the state. So now you understand why so many people are trying to spin it and say some of the most ridiculous things about Republicans in the state and the issue of education, and how even political pundits who otherwise should be just talking about the policies and the politics of the day have to insert themselves into the discussion. On MSNBC, the professor and political scientist Larry Sabato had one of the worst calls ever, politically speaking, about what is going on in this state when it comes to education and the race and in Virginia. And by the way, it is about race, believe it or not. And I'll explain, and we'll play the audio. It's outrageous. It's unbelievable where they're going with this. That's coming up. But first, Denise Nystrom has been doing some great work keeping an eye on what's happening here with education in Lee County. Some of the stories that we've been following, including one on the Lee County School Board, has to do with one particular school board member and some of the comments that was made in the past, and if there's anything moving forward with the school board in particular. Denise, give me the latest. First of all, good morning, and give me the latest on what has been happening here. And maybe tell everybody the story, and then pick up where we are right now.
Yes. Hi. Good morning, Drew. Well, let me just start with this. So I am no fan of critical race theory, but I also despise systemic racism. And, the Lee County School District is no exception. They are out of control. Well, what happened a few weeks ago, as a lot of people know, is that board member Chris Petrica made comments about the Guatemalan students, negative comments, and that caused us to do some digging because she's been involved for 3 years with building a building in the predominantly white area of Histero, a new K-8 school. But meanwhile, board member Glenn Youngkin has been saying for years that it is really Lehigh and East Lee that need the new buildings. Well, I found a video clip of now Superintendent Ken Savage. He was then the operating director, actually stating that the growth in Estero was not there and that buildings should be built in East Lee. And I should mention that East Lee is predominantly ethnic, 50% black, 25% Hispanic. So effectively what's happening, the school district's building a building in an all-white area, and the students in East Lee, which goes against every thread of my being, are not getting the facilities they deserve. So the president of the Florida Chamber of Commerce for Guatemala attended our last board meeting, and he's been following this story, and he too was very upset. So collectively, we sent a letter to the Office of Civil Rights, and we're hoping that they pick it up and that they'll do the investigation, because we don't think that the numbers are there that warrant a building being built in Estero.
So why are they?
Why are they building the building?
In Estero.
Oh, well, that does become the question now, doesn't it? Now, I don't want to throw this all onto Ken Savage. He was only he during the time that they decided to build this building, he was at that point the chief of operations. And at that point, it was actually Dr. Adkins that was the superintendent. But it looks to me like you might have something interesting going on there between Dr. Adkins, board member Chris Patrica, and whoever else. What I do know was that the village of Estero was going to get a nice park out of this. Now, I'm not commenting on the village of Estero because I don't know, what goes on behind the scenes. But all I know is that the community, board member Gittins, we have asked numerous times for the enrollment numbers to show that this building in Estero is warranted. And by the way, let me say, she's District 3 and I'm District 3. But if a school building does not belong in Estero, then it doesn't belong in Estero. And if it does belong in East Lee Lehigh, then it belongs in East Lee Lehigh. That's a prime example of systemic racism. So if we're going to say that we don't believe in CRT, we also have to say that we treat everybody equally. Kids are important. Every student should have what they need in all of Lee County.
Yeah, well, certainly the concerns out in Lehigh, and East Lehigh to be specific, the concerns being that when it comes to where a school is built, being good stewards of our tax dollars and understanding where it needs to go and where the need is most, and to make sure. Go ahead.
This district has 176 portables, those trailer units that the students learn in.
Right.
136 of them are in East Lee.
Yeah.
And at the last board meeting, we had a parent come in and say that she went to East Lee and graduated after learning trailers, and now her child is learning in those trailers. And let me add one other thing.
Yeah.
To make it worse, now what they're doing is they're trying to implement a policy 1.111 where they're going to further curtail our public speaking at public board meetings. And that is because there are a group of parents of us that have called them to task, have called them out on the things that they are doing that's wrong. So instead of changing what they're doing that's wrong, they're going to limit our voices. That's what's going to happen. Can I ask your listeners to please write letters to the school board with regard to this building in Estero? Tell them to halt the building, tell them to build where it's needed, or they can find all of that information on my website, takeactionpatriots.com. It has all of the information. But this building should be halted in Estero. They need to come clean with the numbers, the enrollment numbers, prove where the growth is, and then they need to build in the correct areas.
Yeah, well, and let me just say this, Denise, because you're bringing up the word systemic racism, and, I don't know if you're saying that tongue-in-cheek, if you're being serious, because with the issues of systemic racism, I might take issue with me saying using those words anywhere, because I believe in a lot of places that is being used, that language is being used in places where it doesn't exist. You've got to prove it. I have yet to see anything like that happening necessarily in specific areas. So I want to be cautious and just have you clarify when you say that.
Thank you. That's actually, I mean, I have been one of the people that has led the charge in reviewing textbooks for critical race theory in Loudoun County, and yes, they are in there. Critical race theory is in their textbooks.
Yeah.
But when you're going to build in an all-white area, when it's the area in East Lee, which is predominantly Black and Hispanic, that needs the building, what then is the definition for that?
Well, when you use, here's the only thing, Denise, it's like when you say systemic, it's a big difference between one specific person or a couple of individuals who are doing something that we may have questionable, that may be doing questionable tactics or something that we are concerned about in their motivation, and whether or not that is something that they're trying to do in a district for whatever reason. Maybe it is something that has to do with elections in the future or the like, or paying favors, or I'm not saying that that's the case here, but I'm just suggesting that that is one side of an argument that people would make. And then another side that would say, well, the whole thing is systemically racist. I don't know if you want to make that jump specifically.
Yes,
That's not the jump that we want to necessarily make here.
No, I think you're right about that, Drew. I would agree with that. I absolutely would agree with that.
Yeah, because words matter, and you've got we have to make sure that we are articulating points here, but also understanding that there are certain things that you don't want to necessarily just throw out there. And I'm not saying you specifically, but I'm saying individuals to put it out there. Let's be precise and specific with what the issue is. And I would like to know, in this case, particularly what you're mentioning is, I want to know what the motivation is behind putting a school in an area that doesn't have the growth to sustain it, or that doesn't have the growth that it's warranted, as opposed to putting it someplace where it is and it's needed. That is being good stewards of our tax dollars. That is something that is important in and of itself.
I absolutely agree with you. And the fact is that the district has been asked over and over again to provide those enrollment numbers, and they haven't given them to us. And they've been asked for that information for at least 18 months, if not 2 years. Yeah. And the fact that there is a video of the now superintendent saying that the growth was not in Estero, it is in East Lee. So, yes, I absolutely do agree with you, because I'm one of the people that is fighting against the whole notion of systemic racism. Yeah. I'm one of the people that is doing the CRT textbook reviews. So you're right. That was probably not the best choice of words, but I guess it just really upsets me being an educator, a lifelong educator, which I am.
Yeah.
I
understand. And it's an emotional topic, and I understand all the way around and everything that is happening. And again, it goes back to fundamentally what has always been the issue here, which is we don't hear enough positive things that are happening in Lee County and the school board, and all we're hearing about is the battles and the problems and the issues, and it seems like it's year after year after year, which leads us to 2022 and the way that all of this could finally turn around is an election that is coming up.
I pray.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, Denise, we've got to run. I appreciate you being there. Again, keeping an eye on the Lee County School Board. And we'll have you back on to keep an eye on these stories, okay?
Okay, thank you, Joe.
All right, thanks so much. 239-479-5592. And if you get to the Virginia race, and here we go, you have one specific Virginia voter who was on, Brianna Howard, who was on with Fox News yesterday. And it's the discussion about what is going on there. A state that their biggest issue, the one that they care about election-wise the most, is education. We know that we have Terry McAuliffe, who is doing everything he can to side with the teachers' unions to have, who was it? Wasn't it just yesterday? Wasn't it? Yeah, the final pitch to everybody in Virginia was by bringing the head of the union that kept the schools closed there to Virginia. That's Randi Weingarten, who is the individual who, on her own, was keeping schools closed all across the country during the last year. Bringing her in to discuss everything that is going on in Virginia and how we just got to make everything right for the unions and teachers, and how Terry McAuliffe is the one that's telling parents, yeah, you need to sit this one out because we've got it. We're the ones that are in charge of your kids. You're not. This is not turning out very well, this issue, especially when it's the premier issue in the state of Virginia education. And telling the parents that they're not involved. One parent is like, listen, I'm not doing this.
So what did you hear in that now infamous moment at the end of September where Terry McAuliffe said in a debate that I don't think parents should be telling schools what they should teach?
Well, I think it just highlighted again that Terry wants to silence the voices of parents, and I think that comment made parents realize that we need to stand up. We can't sit back. We can't wait when it comes to our children's safety in our schools and their education and what they're learning in school.
And that is also something that is pertinent to this area as well. It also has to do with what we're doing here in Southwest Florida and the concerns that many parents have that we're not domestic terrorists. We care about our kids. We're showing up at the school board meetings because we are concerned about what is being taught in our schools, what is happening with specific books and other issues, including ones that we should be having discussions with our family about and our kids about, and not you taking that role of parent from us. But yet there are some in even Virginia, Larry Sabato, who I was mentioning earlier, who is a political pundit, a political scientist, Professor Larry Sabato, who you would imagine as a professor in political science wouldn't take sides the way that he did in the Virginia race. And when it comes to education in the state of Virginia, well, this was an interesting comment that he made on MSNBC. Check this one out.
So how did education become the number one issue, Larry?
Yeah, how is it that education became the number one issue in Virginia, especially considering that Terry McAuliffe, as you know, was the one that was saying that, keeping kids, it's parents that need to stay away. We've got this when it comes to the kids, and parents don't have a say in the education of their children.
Because one of the candidates decided it was his ticket to the governor's mansion, and he may well be right.
Who's he talking about? Yeah, he's talking about the Republican. Really? How?
The operative word is not critical, and it's not theory. It's race. What a shock, huh? Race. That is what matters, and that's why it sticks. There's a lot of, we can call it white backlash, white resistance, whatever you want to call it. It has to do with race. And so we live in a post-factual era anyway, Chris. This is a post-factual era. It doesn't matter that it isn't taught in Virginia schools. It's this generalized attitude that whites are being put upon, and we've got to do something about it, we being white voters.
What? Number one, we brought the evidence yesterday, Christopher Rufo from the Manhattan Institute. Yes, it's being taught in Virginia schools, and it was Terry McAuliffe that started it. He's the one that started CRT and being taught in schools in the state of Virginia. He brought the receipts, number one. And number two, are you trying to say that if you oppose CRT that you're racist? Is that how this is going to play out? Is that what Larry Sabato was trying to say? Is that what Terry McAuliffe is trying to say? Because that's how they're going to play this now. That's their defense? You got to do better than that. And they're not. And so ultimately, after today, we will see two things. Number one, how this plays out in this election. Is it the one thing that is going to swing the Virginia election and thereby be the bellwether that people are concerned about that could swing elections all across the country in 22 because this issue is not going away because we know who did this to us? And the second thing is also something that is critical, which is in Virginia as a bellwether, how's it going to go? 9 o'clock tonight. Are people going to look at their watch and say, oh, we got to go, there's a ball game on. And we'll pick this up tomorrow. Is it going to be the same shenanigans that we saw play out in 2020 in November? Or is it now going to be different? And we will see the results legitimately that many people have been talking about, where it looks like it's a 2-point race for the Republican in Virginia, or all bets off. We'll see. All right, it's Daybreak 92.5, Fox News, right all along.
Need some inspiration? Don't look left. Look right. Here. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Injuries on the job can cause you to lose control. I'm Glenn Levine from the law offices of Anajar & Levine. Money is not coming in and your medical bills are piling up. Our legal team is here to help. We can help you file all your workers' compensation claims to make sure you get the proper benefits you're entitled to. If you've been injured on the job, call the law offices of Anajar & Levine at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733 for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
Office in Naples.
How often have you heard from your wealth advisor over the last 6 months?
Markets have moved up and down, and laws around retirement plans and inheritance have changed quickly. We've heard from too many people at other national financial firms that they've been contacted rarely or not at all. At the Naples Trust Company, our clients enjoy a one-on-one relationship with their investment and fiduciary team members, each of whom are locally based and meet regularly with clients for in-person or virtual visits. This personal touch is a trademark of the Trust Company. We make it a point to know you, your family members, and the goals that are most important to you. Are you ready for a better experience? Call us for an appointment at 239-774-4000 or visit NaplesTrustCompany.com to discover the difference.
A division of the Sanibel Captiva Trust Company. Investments involve risk and are not guaranteed.
Hey, it's Drew Steele, and get ready because it's time once again. This Friday, Oaks Farm Seed to Table, we do our first Friday live broadcast, and we love being out there and love seeing you there for the show, 6 to 9 a.m. They open up an hour earlier so that you can come in and enjoy some great breakfast and so much more. Maybe do some shopping while you're there as well. And you know how awesome Seed to Table is and what a great place it is to shop. We hope to see you there. Oaks Farm Seed to Table, our first Friday broadcast, 6 to 9 a.m. at the corner of Immokalee and Livingston Road in Naples. Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News.
True relief for back and neck pain. Did you play golf or tennis today and wish that you didn't have to deal with the back or neck pain? Do you feel hesitant to swing all the way through or run across the court because of pain? People just assume they have to live with it or just get epidurals. They are wrong. People look at it from the wrong perspective. Most people only think about treating the symptoms and not the cause. At Johnson Spinal Care 596 Back, we treat the cause using non-surgical spinal decompression. Now available for anyone, not just the injured or professional athletes. Spinal decompression is a safe, non-surgical treatment that takes pressure off the nerves and discs, increasing blood circulation, allowing the back to heal. Safe, long-lasting results for sciatica, stenosis, scoliosis, herniated discs, or even failed back surgery. Don't suffer. Call my Medicare-friendly office today for a free telephone consultation. Johnson Spinal Care, 596 Back, 596-BACK. That's 596-2225.
The right window can be the difference between minor damage to your home and catastrophe. Most windows and doors are not a match for hurricane winds and windborne debris. Harsh weather, meet your match. CGI's Element Shield Impact Doors and Windows, available at Lowe's. The innovation and attention to excellence in CGI's Element Shield provides you with the comfort of knowing you have high-performing, impact-resistant windows that withstand nature's worst and also deters intruders and keeps loud noises out. CGI's Element Shield impact-resistant doors and windows come in a variety of sizes and designs, which you can customize to match the style of your home. The right window can help protect your loved ones. The right window can save you on your home insurance. The right window increases resale value to your home. For 24/7 protection for your home, invest in the right window. CGI's Element Shield Impact, available only at Lowe's. Visit CGI@Lowe's.com today. That's CGI@Lowe's.com.
When you run a business, setbacks change everything. And online, they happen fast. With your Comcast Business Internet, you can stay ahead. And now you can add Comcast Business Security Edge to make your network more secure. It helps keep your network safe with scans every 10 minutes. And unlike some cybersecurity options, this helps protect every device that's connected. Because when your information, your people, and your company have Security Edge, you can be ready for what's next. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Get started with a great offer for $35 each month for 24 months for 2 years when you buy both. Want even more speed? Find out how to get 10 gigs for your small business. Call 1-800-501-6000 or go to ComcastBusiness.com today to find out more. Offer ends 11/7/21. Restrictions apply. New Comcast Business 35 megabits per second internet and one voice mobility customers only. Early termination fee applies. Requires EcoBill and AutoPay. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra and subject to change. Security Edge not included.
This update is presented by Stevie Tomato's Sports Page in Fort Myers, Cape Coral, and Naples.
Wink News, traffic.
Good morning. I-75 southbound is backed up all the way from about Daniels Parkway through Alico Road and heading down past Corkscrew Road because of two different crashes, both off to the side of 75 southbound, one close to that Alico exit at mile marker 127 and another just south of the Corkscrew Road exit at mile marker 121. Both seem to be on the right-hand shoulder, but a lot of congestion building with onlooker delays out there through southern Lee County. You could take 41, 3 Oaks Parkway or Ben Hill Griffin to get around some of the delays and the backups out there. We also have a crash heading through Collier Boulevard, backing up southbound traffic toward Golden Gate Parkway for a good 2.5-3 miles south of Pine Ridge Road and Golden Gate Boulevard. So avoid that stretch by taking Logan Boulevard right now. That's your up to the minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Well, happy Tuesday. Look for a partly cloudy sky today with temperatures warming to 83 degrees for a daytime high. This will be coupled with a chance to see a few showers across the area. Those showers that do develop will be light and also briefly lived. A stray shower can't quite be ruled out as we head into tonight, Wednesday morning, featuring a low near 66 degrees and a partly cloudy sky, with temperatures back to 85 degrees for tomorrow, where we should be dry. All eyes on our next cold front set to move through Thursday into Friday. This will be bringing us an increasing chance for rain and thunderstorms as we head towards the end of the work week, and then cooler and drier conditions to follow as we head into the upcoming weekend. I'm Wink News with Authority Meteorologist Casey Sherman.
It's all right here at 92.5 Fox News. We've been right all along.
It's Big Al from Stevie Tomato's Sports Page. Do you feel American pride and want to shout, God bless America? As a son of immigrants who came through Ellis Island, I stand when the national anthem plays and get emotional thinking of those who have sacrificed for America's greatness. At Stevie's, we're filled with gratitude for our great customers and the country we live in. The firemen, police, emergency service, construction workers, and those who go about each day providing a foundation for our country. We love our customers and express our gratitude with our food, service, and value. Thankful for your dedication for what you do. And to all our great customers, show your love for this great country by going to any Stevie's. Stand at the bar and say loud and clear for all to hear, God bless America, and I'll buy you a 10-ounce beer. Restrictions apply in Cape Coral, Fort Myers, and Naples. God bless America.
Stevie Tomatoes, Sports Page. Come for the food. Stay for the sports.
Guys take pride in their performance, and they love talking about it.
How about we talk about my golf handicap or that new deck I just built by myself?
And guys are especially proud of their performance in the bedroom, unless, of course, that's an issue.
Let's talk about sports or something.
But what about
Look, I said sports.
Don't let erectile dysfunction rob you of your sex life or your pride. Call the Fort Myers Men's Clinic now at 239-317-7777 and find out about Pulse ED, the revolutionary ED treatment that can fully restore your sexual function without needles or surgery. In just 6 quick, easy, non-invasive sessions, Pulse ED can restore your performance and your pride.
My bedroom's rocking now. You want to hear about it?
No, we can't do that on the radio.
You sure? Because I really want to talk about it.
No, we're good. To schedule your Pulse ED consultation, call 239-317-7777. That's 239-317-7777. Or visit FortMyersMen'sClinic.com.
Get up and go now so you can go tonight.
Hello, I'm Brian Resney, president of Resney Wealth Management and host of the Resney Wealth Report and TV show on the weekends. Investors come to my TV and radio shows to learn and to get educated so they can make better decisions about their retirement and their portfolio. What's your risk management strategy? Are you willing to subject your portfolio to another massive decline in a set it and forget it strategy, or are you looking for a difference? Listen to my show Sunday mornings, 10 to noon on 92.5 Fox News Radio.
Plumbing nerds, we're just smarter now, you heard. Give us a call, we'll fix you up. Anytime, day or night. If your plumbing's just not right, give us a call, we'll fix you up. Plumbing nerds, we're just smarter now, you heard. Give us a call, we'll fix you up. If your drains are neat and clean and your toilet's acting weird, give us a call, we'll fix you up.
Plumbing nerds, smarter plumbing solutions.
Trust. It's the rock-solid foundation of Moran Wealth Management. Over 40 years ago, they began advising clients on ways to help meet their financial goals. 4 decades later, we've helped many reach their goals of providing for themselves, their families, and future generations. CEO Tom Moran has assembled an impressive team of professionals, each committed to the same core concept. Tom is recognized by Barron's as a Hall of Fame advisor. To be named a Hall of Fame advisor, the advisor has to have been ranked by Barron's consecutively for the last 10 years in any of their rankings. Let us earn your trust. Call 239-920-4440 or visit moranwm.com. Barron's rankings are based on data provided by thousands of advisors. Factors included in the rankings were assets under management, revenue produced for the firm, regulatory record, length of service, quality of practice, and client retention. Investment products and services are offered through Wells Fargo Advisors Financial Network, LLC, WFAFN, member SIPC. Moran Wealth Management is a separate entity from WFAFN.
After Drew, it's Glenn Beck 9 till noon. You've come to the right place. 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
All right, let's do it. 239-479-5592, the talking and text line, streaming live, drewsteele.com, the website. Steele has 3 E's. We appreciate you watching. Time for the top 5 audio clips of the day. It's the 5 at 8:35.
Drew's Top 5 at 8:35 is brought to you by Moran Wealth Management. Isn't it time to review your portfolio options? Go to moranwm.com.
Drew's 5 at 8:35. Number 5.
Yes, this is the 5th day of the president's overseas tour, and he was seen on camera with his eyes closed. It appears that perhaps he was dozing, and in these settings, cameras are all around, and the camera caught President Biden, who turned 79 later this month, with his eyes closed for a period of time. And you're right, these can be embarrassing situations. You have the contrast of leaders, including President Biden, calling for the urgency of these issues of addressing climate, and a moment like that in a session can be a political obstacle for a moment.
Yeah, it was just a moment, so no big deal. It's MSNBC reporting that Joe Biden, president of the United States, may or may not have closed his eyes for just a brief minute while he was there. He's 79 years old, and it's a long trip, and there's a lot going on, and maybe he rested his eyeballs for just a couple of minutes, just a minute, and he's fine. And it's weird because when you have this very powerful moment where the world needs to come together, the fact that Joe Biden might have felt something in his eye, it was a bug or something that got in there, and he just had to close his lids for just a half a second at 79 years of age. There's nothing to panic about. Everything is fine. Hey, look at the racist guy that's running for governor in the state of Virginia. Hey, look at that guy.
Number 4.
And I guess I shouldn't apologize, but I do apologize for the fact the United States, the last administration pulled out of the Paris Accords and put us sort of behind the 8 ball. The first thing I did when elected, I see my friend nodding his head over there because we talked about this before while I was running.
Well, it's good to know that in between Joe Biden resting his eyeballs for a half a second, there was a moment of coherence and clarity when standing at a podium with John Kerry behind him, letting everybody know at this UN climate summit that he wanted to do what Democrats do best. And it's good to know that he learned something from Barack Obama as president of the United States, he being the vice president at the time, to apologize for to the world for the United States on a soil that is not the United States. There he is apologizing for leaving the Paris Accord and the former administration who did that because, that's what Democrats do. They're really good at going overseas and apologizing for the United States. Can you stop doing that?
Number 3.
Throughout the last 3 months, I've been straightforward about my concerns that I will not support a reconciliation package that expands social programs and irresponsibly adds to our $29 trillion in national debt that no one seems to really care about or even talk about. Nor will I support a package that risks hurting American families suffering from historic inflation. Simply put, I will not support a bill that is this consequential without thoroughly understanding the impact that it'll have on our national debt, our economy, and most importantly, all of our American people. Every elected representative needs to know what they are voting for and the impact it has, not only on their constituents, but the entire country.
Hey, there's Senator Joe Manchin, Democrat, who signals right now that he's just about to kill the whole Joe Biden agenda, especially the Build Back Better plan. And they're saying that, listen, I'm just not going to do this. I don't know what's in it. I'd like to know a little bit more about it, and I'm not just going to sign off on it. We got trillions of dollars in debt, and I understand what trillions means. Hey, does that mean we can put this all to rest now?
Number 2. No more exploitation of people and nature and the planet. No more exploitation. No more blah, blah, blah. No more whatever the they're doing inside there.
Hey, whoa, hey, it's a family show. What are you doing here? There's Greta Thunberg. She's at the UN Climate Summit there in Glasgow, Scotland, and she's doing the whole blah, blah, blah thing, but she just dropped an F-bomb. What are you doing here? So she's quite upset as everybody's in there talking about fundamentally transforming and changing economies, and she seemed really upset. We gotta do something. Hey, did they wash their mouth out with soap there in Glasgow? Is that part of the? Can we get on that, please?
Number 1.
The CDC and the AMA both agree that masks reduce the transmission.
Wait a minute, that's not the right clip. That's the wrong clip. I need the right clip. Hold on a second. We're going to have to do that in just a second. Is this, here it is. All right, let's try this again. Make believe that nothing happened. I said this funny thing about washing mouth out with soap in Glasgow. Remember, that was funny. Okay, moving on.
Number 1.
I want to thank you.
He's like a big marketing guy.
I want to thank, Don Lemon, right? Yeah, okay, it's Halloween today, right? Don Lemon, that's okay. Well, I want to thank you. No, thank you so much. And you're in the great state of Florida. I hope you guys enjoy it. You can enjoy it. Thank you for exposing everything. Because we love you in Florida.
So, Don Lemon from CNN, Don the Lemon, as Michael Pelka likes to call him, or she called him Don Lemon, was vacationing in Florida, which is really weird because if you're on CNN and you're consistently bashing Ron DeSantis as the governor of the state of Florida, and you're saying everything about him is bad and DeSantis, and wearing masks, not mask mandates, and not doing that is a really dangerous thing to do. Isn't it weird that Don the Lemon was vacationing in the Palm Beaches over the weekend, not wearing a mask? He was here in the state of Florida. It's weird how that works.
Drew's 5 at 8:35.
It's that hypocrisy thing with Democrats. It's like they can't help themselves. It's amazing how that all works. But so there you go. A little more of hypocrisy. We know. Yeah, it's okay. What? Hypocrisy is such a lovely word. For Democrats, it's so true.
No.
Yeah, not a joke. All right, so there's a little bit of that. All right, 239-479-5592. By the way, it was Ron DeSantis who was making a comment yesterday about paying illegals hundreds of millions of taxpayer dollars for damages. Is that what it was about? Yeah, the governor had something to say about that. Remember the $450,000 to be paid because you're illegal. You come into the country illegal, and kids separated in cages and all of that. And Donald Trump, and you know how that goes.
I'm very, very concerned about reports, I think it was in the Wall Street Journal, that the Biden administration is going to pay with tax dollars hundreds of millions of dollars to people who came to our country illegally across the southern border as, quote, damages. I mean, you think about it, Americans are getting more in their gas bills. They're getting more in their grocery bills. You've had all kinds of really bad policies throughout our country that has limited freedom. And you're going to turn around for that, and you're going to do $475,000 for an individual that came illegally to this country. I've seen a lot in my day. I've seen a lot that's happened over the last 9 or 10 months that I didn't think I'd ever see. But this takes the cake. If that is done, that is going to be a slap in the face to every hardworking American who works hard and plays by the rules, and it'll especially be a slap in the face to people that have immigrated legally to this country.
Yeah. He's right, but don't vacation in his state because, death sentence, and it's just, where's the I need the dramatic music. It's like, yeah, it's It's dangerous, I tell you. Don't come to Florida. Stay away, because there's just people that are just maskless, dropping dead every single place you turn. And hey, by the way, this just in. Did I have this already?
Breaking news.
A bombshell.
Yeah, the number of cases in the state of Florida, 50th out of 50 states, or 57. It depends on who you're asking. It's but they all right. Anyway, the point is that we don't hear that a lot about the number of cases per capita here in the state of Florida as compared to the rest of the country. All right. Mark's in Fort Myers. He wanted to comment on Don the Lemon vacationing. Is that what
How you doing, Drew?
Is that what you were calling about, Mark?
Yeah, it's not really amazing that Lemon had vacations over on the east coast of Florida. That's a huge bastion of CNNism over there.
Yeah, well, that's true. I guess if you're going to pick a spot, at least he picked the right area of Florida. He knew that that area would be the one that would be most friendly, although it's pretty funny that he's in the Palm Beaches thinking that would be the most friendly, and there was somebody there who wasn't exactly the most friendly.
We've got operatives everywhere.
Yeah, well, all right. Thanks. We got operatives everywhere. Thanks there, Mark. And I will say this, for what it's worth. Yeah, I know it's funny when you hear somebody going after Don the Lemon and the hypocrisy that's out there, and how, ultimately that's how liberals work. It's about hypocrisy, and it's, all right. I know. I've heard it already. But I'm not a big fan of, take a picture, take a video, let them sit there. You don't have to call them out. I don't know. I guess is it just me? I don't know, Jake. Do you like that? Do you like when I'm always concerned that we as conservatives, knowing full well what's going on, don't want to use this. Do you want to use the same tactics do you like that when people that that are, let's say, friendly with your side use the same tactic as others do? I don't know. I get the fight, and I understand the fight that's happening, and sometimes you have to fight fire with fire. I completely understand that. It's just I don't know. Just if you take the video and you show, well, maybe it's just me. 239-479-5592. What else? Hey, by the way, just in case you're wondering, a couple of things with Greta Thunberg. I know you're not wondering or necessarily even care. She's got a cool new song out. I don't know if you heard it. This is a blah, blah, blah song. Have you heard this one? That's what she's doing there in the UNN. The UNN? Did I say UNN? That's funny, UNN. I was thinking CNN and UN at the same time. At the UN climate meeting there, where we had 400 private planes flying into the climate crisis that doesn't exist, that they all showed up for. But, you would imagine in an emergency, you wouldn't do things like that. A climate emergency, you wouldn't fly a private plane. But they did. She came up with that great song. I just don't imagine that there are people that are sitting there at that climate summit and saying, hey, is Greta doing the blah, blah, blah thing? Is she doing it again? Yeah, can we got to do something to stop her. Let's just do it. Let's make her, let's do what she wants, okay? I'm not sure that that's really necessarily happening, but you never know. And speaking of things that I'm not really sure what's happening, this is kind of a big deal on a couple of levels. Number one, I saw this tweet from Mark Cuban. He is he owns Dallas Mavericks. Mark Cuban, I forget what his claim to fame is, but Dallas Mavericks, he's got a lot of money. Okay. He said that the Mavericks are going to lift COVID-19 vaccine testing requirements for fans beginning November 15th. And I guess what I'm asking is he right? Like, did the science change? What happened? Like, why is he doing that? Is it because there are way too many things that are going on right now in this country where there are a lot of people scratching their heads? Like the Labor Department is getting ready to publish federal vaccine mandates within days. We all heard about this. These two go together. So the Labor Department said that the Federal Register is going to be publishing the final details of Biden's vaccine mandate for employers with more than 100 employees. And the Office of Management and Budget completed its mandatory review of the new rules. says on November 1st, the OMB office, completed its regulatory review of the emergency temporary standard. That we have to do this. We have to have the Occupational Safety and Health Administration has been working to expeditiously develop an emergency temporary standard that covers employers with 100 or more employees, firm or company-wide, and provides options for compliance. There's a lot to this. And here's the fundamental answer to all of it. If we're in a pandemic and COVID is as bad as it is, and we have to do something like have a mandate to make sure that people get vaccinated because we've got to stop this vid in our lifetime, and we have to make sure we get to zero COVID, and the only way we're going to get back to normal and have a supply chain that works and everything else is to make sure that everybody is vaccinated and we're all on the same page. The problem is that we're not. Number one, you have a Dallas Mavericks owner who is saying, hey, we're going to lift all the restrictions. Well, is it a pandemic emergency? Are we in an emergency or are we not? Because if we are, then shouldn't we all be doing the same things? But we're not doing the same things. Why is it that in this ruling, it's talking about, we're saying that employers should do this, but we're not demanding it and we're not doing anything that's going to enforce it. It's not enforceable, but we really demand that you do this. But it's okay if you do something else. Like if it's an emergency and it's in the description, is it an emergency? It's an emergency, right? Or is it? Like it's not do you see how confusing this is? I sound confused because it is confusing. It's very simple to see. Because if all of this is being done because we're in an emergency situation and it is an emergency, then how could you say, yeah, but not everybody has to be vaccinated because you can do something else if you're a business. You can have people swabbed every week. You can do weekly testing. And masks are good enough. That will be fine. Well, no. Either it is or it's not. Either we have to go this far and everybody has to be vaccinated because it's the only way to do this or it's not. In which case, if it's not, then can we get back to normal now? Jake, Am I confusing you? Does that make sense? Because if you have experts and people that are saying it's an emergency, we all have to be vaccinated, but as far as businesses are, we're demanding that you all do this. But the post office isn't required to get the shots, and they don't even have to do a COVID test. But businesses have to do it. But it's an emergency. But it's not really an emergency because we're in a crisis. But we're not really in a crisis, but it's a pandemic. But it's not really a pandemic, but we have a supply chain issue. But we really shouldn't have a supply chain issue because we should have people going back to work. But you shouldn't be going back to work. You following me? You're not following me. I've lost you. And probably the audience. It's really confusing at best. We're not in a pandemic anymore. And as Bill Maher said yesterday, can we go back to normal now? It's never going to be the kind of normal that we would expect because COVID is real, but it's always going to be here. And we have the therapeutics in place and vaccines in place and people that can make choices and common sense choices with their doctors and do the right thing for them personally. And right? Okay. Now, does that make sense? He's still a little confused. It's almost like it's a Friday, and you're checked out. No, it's not. All right, it's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. We got to go. Let's find out what's happening with the remainder of the forecast with Wink News meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Happy Tuesday. Look out for a few showers throughout the day, though those that we do see will be